nothing I enjoy more than drunken teen girls.
The history of misogynistic behavior.
The home of incest and anal sex.
I mean, it's crazy. I am a fucking lunatic.
Shocking.
I love it!
What a freak show. What a Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey freak show.
The best of our abilities. We'll try really hard every day.
What are we going to do? Best of our abilities or a good show?
This is what the show is. It's silly, it's stupid, whatever you want to call it. Listen to it and like it or don't.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's get the show on the road. DC Sniper is dead.
Oh, good.
He's dead.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
They make it easy for him, though.
I know. No last words, no nothing. He just went in, laid down, got a little fucking, shot in the arm, and went to sleep, and then they shut his organs down. It's nice.
So wait, he could have had last words, but he didn't?
Yeah, I don't think he said much. They said he
didn't say anything.
They said that he was very relaxed, but I hear they give you all sorts of stuff to mellow you out a little bit before they give you the big injection.
For the Green Mile walk?
Come on, I want old school executions. Come on.
It should be a lot fucking brutal and scarier.
I want the old fucking, what was it, Sparky?
Riding the old Sparky.
I want to fire up Sparky again.
Yes, ride the lightning.
Where there's always a problem. They gotta hook him back up because they didn't give him enough juice or something.
Or that dummy didn't fucking wet the sponge.
Right.
I love that
on the top of the head explodes, but the guy's still alive.
Fire shooting out his eyeballs.
All that stuff. You gotta kill somebody. You gotta go old school.
Yeah. I heard that when a lethal injection, though, it can be like suffocating internally.
Nah. Yeah, but the thing is, physically, yeah, you're supposedly, people that have seen it, you're laying there going like, because you can't breathe, but you're fucking asleep. You're unconscious.
Right.
Unconscious. You're not sitting there like, oh my God, I can't breathe. You're asleep. And then you just don't wake up.
I would assume they're giving you something as strong as like propofol or something.
What?
Which I had recently. You have no memory of going through a procedure. So if they're giving you something like that before they give you the drug that kills you, what are you feeling?
He's just still waiting.
What are you feeling for real?
He's still waiting to wake up from surgery. Like
right.
when you go into surgery and you go to sleep, they go, count backwards, and then you go to sleep. And then all of a sudden you're in recovery, waking you up, and it seems like it was a second. Mm-hmm. And you're like, what happened? What happened? Oh, everything went fine. You're just in recovery. You're like, wow, that was amazing. It was time travel.
Right.
Well, for him, he's just waiting.
He's waiting.
Sitting there going, well, when the fuck am I going to wake up?
I think he's frozen in time right now.
He's frozen in time.
The execution should be whatever the guy did. So the DC Sniper, you snipe him to death.
Yeah,
why not?
They don't do that, though.
Why? Because we're a civilized society and
cruel,
blah, 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 blah,
cruel and
blah,
unusual
blah, blah,
punishment.
But he's done. DC Sniper, 9/11 last night, I do believe.
Relatively quickly. As far as executions go, from 2002 till 2009, you see some of these things go 25 years.
7 years.
7 years is, with the death penalty case, it was so clear cut too. I mean, this motherfucker was guilty. There wasn't one of those things where it's like, free Muhammad, he didn't do it. Although his lawyer was claiming right up to the end that he was innocent. Fucking lawyer should have been in there too. Should have strapped. They should fucking do that. They should have 2 gurneys in those rooms. One for the fucking defendant and one for the lawyer. You lose the case because you were pitching this fucking guy as being innocent. You get to die right next to him, unless you say, "Hey, that guy's guilty as shit."
Let's slow down and think about this. And maybe these lawyers won't be taking on these obvious cases. All right, you want to take this case on? Well, here's the consequence. If he's found guilty, so are you. Yeah. And you will get his sentence.
You're going to get the same sentence.
How great would that be?
At least they'd be a little more honest about it, where it's like, all right, look, every lawyer at that point, every defense lawyer, the first thing out of their mouth would be like, okay, look, I know he did it, but here's why.
Right.
This is why he should get, less of a sentence.
And we'd get rid of scumbag lawyers. They wouldn't be quick to take on a lot of these cases.
No.
Can you tell we hate lawyers?
Fuckers.
Let's go to Space Trucker. Space Trucker, we haven't heard from you in a while. What's up?
Ooh.
Well, I just thought you all might be interested to know that in the state of Kentucky, we still use the electric chair. I've seen
Really?
You've seen the electric chair?
I've been the foreman on the grand jury twice in Lyon County, Kentucky, where the Eddyville State Penitentiary is, and the grand jury has to inspect the prisons. So I have seen it, Sparky, and it will chill your blood.
Yeah, huh?
It's an old wooden chair with these big metal clamps. Green Mile did a really good mock-up.
Green Mile, if you watch that, you'll see what the electric chairs look like. Why is it that the electric chair is like the only thing that hasn't been updated for forever? It's this old, like it's nailed together fucking 2x4s and shit, old wood, and these big metal clamps and shit like that. How come they haven't made a sleek, nice electric chair? Like everything else has been updated.
You think they would make it nice and comfy?
Update the electric chair.
Get some nice armrests.
Yeah, like look at our office chairs that we have. They don't look like the office chairs from the 50s where, you know, Beaver Cleaver's dad would be sitting in the office. These are very, very modern and everything. The electric chairs, they should have like clamps that go around the arms electrically, like not some guy screwing down the thing.
Sci-fi movie shit.
Yeah, they got all that stuff. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
How do you get a company to build
a new electric? That's where I'm going. Don't steal this idea. Me and Danny are going to get drunk and discuss how we can get a new electric chair market.
Wait, Anthony, is there a company out there somewhere that might be interested in?
I wonder.
Execution chairs.
I don't know if there would be a company, maybe a young entrepreneur that would run a company that does nothing but make new electric chairs.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of company out there.
Some young go-getter, someone that's done a lot of things, that's an entrepreneur, that might actually make...
I know exactly what you're trying to do. You'd like me to discuss the opening and closing of Ted's Hot Seat Emporium. I know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to humiliate me again.
Opening and closing, what happened?
It didn't do very well.
What happened, Ted?
Because I opened up, it was a big metal chair with little electric things.
Yes, that's kind of what it's supposed to be.
And there were no straps in it. You just sit down and they plug it in and zap you. But what happened is, I had a metal floor I sold with it. All the workers were dying. I'm being sued.
Litigation, huh?
Yes, litigation's killing me. My insurance only covered me up to $4,200.
How many people died?
7.
That could be a little more than that.
I think so, yes. I've been $385,971.48 so far.
Why the metal floor? That seems stupid.
I just thought it would sound funny if somebody dropped change on it. I like the sound of ting-a-ling-a-ling when they drop a nickel on the floor. You're trying to taunt me, Gregory. I know exactly what you're doing. I won't be a part of it. Ted's Hot Seat Emporium didn't do well.
Hot Seat Emporium. It's got a catchy name.
Certainly does. I had 10,000 hats made with my insignia.
Why would you have hats made, Ted?
Well, because everybody loves a hot seat hat, Gregory. That's what I was told.
It's like a little promotional thing.
A young lady told me that while we were whispering sweet nothings to each other in the bedroom.
Sweet nothings?
Yes.
What did you say?
I said, I wonder why I should get a hat that implies how people die. And she said, how about Ted's Hot Seat Emporium hat? I said, that's very good. Ugh.
You come fast.
I certainly do.
I want to ask the person that might be playing Ted for the radio when he realized that we were talking about him.
Oh, I'd probably say about 5 minutes into the old Bob Saget article, Gregory. I was perusing, and then I realized the 2 people were saying something in my direction.
I wish I videotaped this. Ed and I are trying to get Jimmy to do Ted, and Jimmy is deep into an article.
Like, I wonder what young entrepreneur would make new electric chairs. And Jimmy's got like his brow is furrowed, and he's reading an article like, yeah. And we're looking, going, oh no, he doesn't know what we're talking about.
And then you watch him slowly wake up to the fact that we're trying to get him to do Ted.
That's not true, Gregory. I was being coy.
And then you start looking around the room like, I think they're talking about me.
I was looking at this picture of Bob Saget and the Olsen twins. Apparently they did a thing at Caroline's. I was like, oh, fuck, it would have been cool.
When, last night?
I don't know. It didn't say.
Why the fuck isn't Bob Saget coming in here anymore?
He is. He probably was only in and out of town. He probably comes in and out often. But the Olsen twins, I'm like, fuck, man, it's hard to get them together.
Yeah, we should get them on the show. We got Jodie Sweetin in recently, huh?
That'd be
her and her
nice.
boobies.
Yeah, but the Olsen twins aren't not as hot as Jodie Sweetin, that's for sure.
Jodie Sweetin.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
That was a surprise to me.
What, how hot she was?
Yeah, like I knew like she was kind of a weird looking kid, like she had the lisp and everything, and it was kind of weird, very skinny and gangly. And then she grows up and wow,
had the big boobs.
Wowie kazowie.
Oh, I like that one. Let me say hi to Jeff in Delaware. Jeff?
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, Jeff.
I was talking about the electric chair. It's like, why would you want to fix something that's not broke? It does its job. It's there to kill people. I mean, what the hell?
I guess they want it to look intimidating. Like anyone who's still using, any state that's still using the electric chair doesn't want their the victims, not victims. I believe me, I am all for it. But the people that will be sitting in the chair, I guess they don't want them to be comfy at all. Like they don't want them to look at the chair and go, "Oh, that's kind of nice. Wow, smooth lines. It's good. It's electric beanbag, ergonomically designed." That is an uncomfortable chair that you're not going to be sitting in for long. Is what it is.
I'm kind of mad that we're all comfortable with the fact that we say, "Wow, this execution happened quickly."
Yeah.
We only had to wait 7 years. That's good.
I know it is.
Yeah,
it is.
You hear
really sick.
how we've become as a society? Hey, not bad. Only 7 years.
Yeah, 7
he got
years.
to
That's
live.
it.
Should have happened immediately.
Yeah, well, he didn't seem to. He's one of those guys that didn't seem to mind.
No. He's a sociopath, a complete sociopath.
Yeah, I think the time fucks it up, though. It does something to people where they accept it. A lot of people find religion. A lot of people accept the fact that they're going to be put to death, and they're at peace with it. Like, I want to see these guys being dragged, screaming. You never hear that. Witnesses said he was dragged screaming, going, no, please, no, I don't want to be killed. Like, that would be great. You read that and go, wow, that's horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
We're the only Western country that still puts people to death. So I'm saying it's like you want it to be as clean looking as possible, because cruel and unusual punishment is the article, is the thing people use against it. Oh, death penalty is cruel and unusual punishment. The Constitution says you can't have cruel. And if you made it look like you were dragging somebody, quartering them by horses, people would look at that and go, we can't accept that regardless of what the guy did. So it's quiet and it's clean. To me, the object is to get the roach squashed.
They could fight that, though, just saying, like, hey, we can't control how fucking freaked out this guy is, that he's going to be meeting his maker or, worse.
We want to see the guy kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I want to see him dragging him down the hallway.
Just ripping his nails off his fingers.
You ever see that movie,
Dead Man Walking?
No, it's an old movie, and I think it's that guy that squished the fucking grapefruit in that girl's face. That guy that used to play gangster in all the movies.
Cagney.
Yeah, I think it was James Cagney. And he was a criminal, and the kids, like, really, like the neighborhood kids, it was like the Little Rascals and shit like that. They loved him and thought he was cool and everything like that, and finally he committed a murder, and he was going to be put to death. And he's spitting in the fucking guards' faces, and he goes, yeah, I'm going to go sit there, and I'm going to curse you out. And he's just really being obnoxious and saying he's going to sit in that chair. So a priest comes and visits him and goes, look, these kids are going to see this. He goes, if there's one last decent thing you could do, he goes, don't make yourself a martyr to these kids who look up to you as a criminal. And he's like, whatever. And as he starts walking, he does this bad acting thing where he's like, no, please don't kill me. No, don't kill me. See, don't kill me. And then it came out in the paper that he was a coward, and they're all like, oh, he was yellow. and the kids all saw that he was just a pussy at heart. But the priest knew. Like, he was the one that knew, and he kind of looked at him like, like, look, he's all tough face. That's it. Angels with dirty faces.
Let's find this.
That is it.
I want to die, oh, please. Don't make me burn down. Oh, please, I love you. Please, no. Oh, don't give me sleep.
strapping him in. He's holding on to the radiator. All the witnesses are watching. Oh, shit.
That was it?
That's a good one. See, but he didn't really mean that.
The yellow rat was going to spit in my eye.
Yeah, a yellow rat. But he did it as a last gesture. Rocky dies yellow. Kill a coward at end.
Wait, he did it as a gesture for what?
To show the kids here. See, the kids are reading the paper now. Because the kids loved him. They thought he was cool.
So he did.
They looked up to him.
And if he would have gone out like a criminal, spitting people's eyes, they'd have been like, "Wow, he's a tough guy."
We got to be just.
But now
like
he looks all yellow, and the kids like go, "Ah, fuck him."
Rocky Sullivan died at Carroll.
See?
Who's that guy? That guy reading the paper looks familiar.
Yeah, he does. He's some kid. He's probably fucking
what a great
Jimmy Olsen or something.
What a great name for a movie. Angels with Dirty Faces.
Dirty Faces.
What a great name for a movie.
They fucking that's a classic, man. But he was going to spit in the guy's eye and just be like, "Yeah, put me to death. I don't care. See, man." and then the priest talked to him and he was like, "Come on, one right thing in your life, you asshole."
Right here.
No, don't kill me, see? No.
Tom in D.C. What's up, Tom?
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Kill me,
I lived through that D.C. sniper here in Montgomery County, Maryland, just over the D.C. line, and I just thank God he went over to Virginia and killed somebody, so he's dead now, because if he had been tried here, he would still be eating and living and walking around.
Yeah, they picked a good state. They had a statement from... I guess the prosecutor, and oh boy, it sounded like 1840.
Oh yeah.
This guy, anytime that accent comes up, he's like, "Well, we put him to death at about 9:11 p.m. last night. And that colored boy ain't gonna be doing nothing else to no white people. No, I mean, that's how he sounded.
That's the last time he cuts a white lady online at the market.
Yeah. Last time he winks at a young white girl.
He claims something was in his eye. We feel different.
Now, he was put to death, yet he did use the wrong drinking fountain."
Imagine that's the real reason they put him to death and not all the sniper shootings. Fuck.
What a scumbag. Like, he couldn't even apologize. A lot of times victims' families go for apologies. They really do want an apology.
They want to hear something
It means something.
Yeah. They want to hear anything like, "I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry." Or even, I have no remorse for what I did. Like anything to get some kind of insight on why the fuck you did this to my loved one. And he just gave nothing.
Yeah, he was a complete piece of shit. I mean, a complete piece of shit.
Don't kill me. See? Man. Don't kill me, yo.
We got useless trivia that's based on that movie.
Oh, really?
Wait. You want to figure it out? Don't look down at the screen. Useless trivia coming in about that movie.
Is it the same
Angels
movie?
with Dirty Faces.
Is it the same movie as The Grapefruit? No.
No.
Okay.
Well, I don't know that. I don't know that.
Oh, one of the people in it, probably one of the kids, grew up to be an actor.
I don't know that.
Well, he was an actor.
Yes.
Shit.
Maybe one of the kids
trivia.
grew up to be fucking put to death.
This useless trivia, most people would go, holy okay.
What's it about? Like, what's it?
Yeah, good.
It's also a porno movie name?
Well, Angels with Dirty Faces.
or Iraq went to buy it and asked for angles with dirty faces? Or angels with dirty facades?
It's German. Angels with duty faces.
No, it's German. It's angels with Juden faces.
Younger generations know this movie.
They do?
That's your clue.
Okay, it was remade.
That's your clue.
It was remade.
That's your clue. I don't believe it was remade, no.
Okay, why would younger generations know this movie?
Hence the useless trivia that's
If the guy who wrote that trivia says that it was featured in the movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn.
No.
Okay.
It was featured in a movie, though?
No. Mm-hmm. I misread Gregorio's acting.
So it was in the background on a TV in a movie?
Where are you going with this?
I thought I was pretty clear there. Where are you going?
How else would it be?
It's like... Oh, my God. Ah!
You look down?
Nope.
You got it?
That was the movie that young fucking Macaulay Culkin put on.
You're looking right at the screen. There's Macaulay Culkin.
He just put it on.
Oh.
That he put it on and used some of the dialogue to scare away the bad guys.
Let's go to Sean in Albany. Sean?
It wasn't that movie. It was parodied. It was called Angels.
Right. What?
It was called Angels with Filthy Souls in that movie, and it was parodied.
Oh, it was parodied.
What do you mean it was parodied?
Well, that's terrible then. So it's not really trivia.
In Home Alone 2, it was Angels with Filthier Souls.
They probably couldn't get the rights to show any of the movies, so they just did a joke of it.
Now, see?
Whoa, let's slow down a little bit. I'm very confused. Was it the actual movie that was...
No. I always
thought that was an old movie.
I guess they just, made something that they could use.
That looked like it.
For that, yeah.
Oh, what? Did you know that? I just always assumed it was some old movie.
I thought it was, an old movie.
We should bring Devin Rattray in here and grill him relentlessly about what happened behind the scenes. He would have I don't know.
I don't know. And then we just keep fucking
just be really aggressive
like
to him.
Like an interrogation.
Yeah, really vicious to him about how, what the fuck's he doing with himself. And it all comes down to, we want to know, what was the fucking copyright issue, you motherfucker?
Here, there it is. The movie that Kevin watches on videotape is not a real film, but footage especially created. I did not know this. It was called Angels with Filthy Souls, along with other similar era references in the movie. This is a play upon the movie Angels with Dirty Faces, starring James Cagney.
Nah.
Did you know that?
No, don't kill me.
That's pretty good.
No, I didn't know that.
James Cagney's a great scene at the end of, I knew you cheated because I saw it pop up and you went, it was the worst. I just figured that out thing.
I
can see the reflection of Macaulay in your fucking eyeballs.
Bloomington.
I'm a rat, see?
Kevin, what's up?
What's going on, boys?
Hey, man.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
We're
talking about the Don't Kill Me. There's a great Tales with the Crypt where in the beginning of the episode, the guy is actually the executioner, and then the state goes and cancels all executions. So he goes around and starts killing people, and then at the end of the episode, he becomes the person who's going to be killed, and they're actually dragging his sorry ass to the execution chamber, and he's screaming, "The governor's gonna call! The governor's gonna call!" Anyway, flush it out, boys.
I was waiting for his next fucking word with great anticipation.
We kind of did that on purpose to the guy. Matt in Boston. What's up, Matt?
I have great news for Ted. If he can get those legal problems resolved, Obama's extending energy-saving tax credits if we can come up with a more efficient chair.
Yes, I know. I've put in a request. It was actually a letter I wrote to the president, but I think I spelled Obama with 2 M's.
Oh, that's
They're not going to take me seriously.
No, not at all.
You should at least spell his name right.
I tried to be funny. I went, "Dear Mr. Prez," I put a Z.
That's cool.
Yeah, I figured he'd think I was one of the hipper, newer people of the generation.
So
I don't talk politics.
No,
I like to mix people up. I yelled at President Obama once on the TV because I thought he went to Canada during Vietnam.
What else is going on? That fucking, that Twitter shit my dad says? A bunch of people are following that.
I'm fucking disgusted with
this. Will depress Jimmy, too. Some guy comes up with a Twitter account that's shit my dad says. It blew up. He got 700,000 followers in a month.
Yeah, works on Twitter. Like that's great, whatever.
Well, he just got signed to a TV deal.
They're making a TV
based
show.
on his tweets. Shit my dad says.
You know why? They could fill up a half hour for dirt fucking cheap. This show won't cost anything, but they don't realize you get what you pay for. So this is going to go down in history as something like the Caveman Show from the Geico commercials. Mm-hmm. And what was that other thing they came up with?
Yeah, we had another example.
Yeah.
That's funny, though. There's some funny line. I mean, it's probably a TV show. I don't know, but that's...
Oh, yeah. Funny lines.
There's a list of shows there that we gotta kind of think about.
That's a clever idea. Whoever did that on Twitter, I mean, it's a fucking good idea.
But is
really?
Is it worth the show in Hollywood?
No, but they're thinking like, this is the dad character. Like that's you know how they fucking. Yeah. We can write around this. Oh.
I was telling Aunt before the show. Then this guy would get to Hollywood, and then the lawyers and the network and the censors will get involved.
They'll water it down.
And they'll water it down to a point where it's one of the biggest bombs in recent memory on TV. Exactly. And then they'll all be going, "Well, I don't understand why this didn't work on TV.
What happened?
It worked great on Twitter, but it doesn't work on TV."
What
and they'll be scratching their heads.
Yeah.
They'll fuck it up.
Oprah, sorry, we have to watch Oprah today.
No
the
kidding.
Fucking Chimp Lady is on.
Aunt and I were talking about before the show. Yeah, Chimp Lady's on Oprah today. Everybody watch.
Yes.
That's your homework assignment for tomorrow's show.
What a horrid story, too. I was reading that, and she actually thought, up until just a couple of weeks ago, that she was going to be able to see again. They never told her they had to remove her eyeballs. So she just didn't know. She thought someday she'd be able to see again. Her face was ripped the fuck off. And they were talking about how she's really disfigured her lip, her eyelid, her nose is gone, just our cheeks, chin. And then she said she wants to be able to see her daughter go to her prom. It's like, could you just maybe leave the prom thing alone?
Yeah.
And let maybe it's her day. Please, no distractions like old monkey food face. Yeah. We don't need that. Let the girl have her day. Oh, my mom's bringing me to the...
She lost her nose, hands, and eyelid and lips.
And her ass neck.
Both her hands?
Surgeons removed her eyes due to an infection.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you get monkey spit in your eyes.
Yeah, I guess they
filthy monkey
digging
spit.
dirt into her eyes. Yeah.
You know what they do? They stick their fingers in their assholes and then lick it. And then she got monkey shit teeth in her eyeballs. Ow.
God damn.
Yeah, so we'll see what she has to say on Oprah today.
She wears a veil throughout her TV appearance.
Does she? Is she Muslim? What happened? What happened?
Why, man? Oprah should force her to take the veil off.
Take the veil!
She won't be able to see
That's what Opie would do.
Oh, yeah. She would
rip the veil off her face. No! I don't want people to see my monkey-eating face! Take the veil!
Take the veil!
The eyes are the fucking worst.
People will see me. Yeah, but she won't see the reaction of the horrified audience.
No, but she'll hear.
She'll hear a lot of
gas.
She'll hear, "Hi, this is my mom." She got something that dropped louder.
She'll think she's at an audience that's just full of emphysema patients. What the fuck was that?
She'll look around. Why are people yucking? Oh,
yuck!
Poor lady, man. 12 minutes. If you ever get bitten by your girl or something, joking around, like she just puts your like that. Ow! Can you imagine fucking chimp teeth
for 12 straight minutes?
12
like that.
They aren't stopping.
You know how long 12 minutes is when a monkey is eating your face?
It's gotta feel like 13.
At least.
Rip.
The fucking just those nails. Digging into your fucking face and ripping.
They don't clip them and use an emery board.
It probably bit her nose off. It probably fucking bit her nose off.
It did. Just bit her fucking nose off. Any protuberance is doomed with a monkey. Ears, eyelids, it's just clawing at her face, ripping her eyeballs.
Fucking.
Her lip. She was probably screaming like, I'll shut you up. I'll bite your fucking lip off.
Must have been like how we attack a lobster.
Oh, well, you're just
ripping and trying to get the meat out.
You're just eating.
Sucking.
You think you used a big nutcracker on her head? Trying to get to those tasty brains.
To the soft meat.
Chimps are fucking brutal.
Oh, this just in. Russ in Pennsylvania. Yes, Russ.
Yeah, so is Maury going to have her on and have a guy come out in a chimp suit to see if she's recovered dramatically?
Oh, look, the chimp is chasing her. Look out now. Look out. As he's laughing. She's fucking falling on the floor in a catatonic state.
Okay, enough. All
right, enough. You are beautiful. You're a beautiful person inside. And we could see your insides through your face, so I know you're beautiful.
Good job, Russ. Good job. All right.
God damn, that's brutal. But she's on Ofra.
Ofra.
She's on the Ofra show.
Good old Ofra. Getting the big guest this season.
Just joking.
And we're a little late on this one, but the drunk woman in Boston that falls on the subway tracks.
Wow, that was amazing.
How the fuck did the subway stop just short of her?
It really
like that?
did.
I think we've all seen the video by now, right?
It stopped on top of her.
It was right there. It just kind of pushed her a little bit.
Yeah, just a little tap at the end.
That was a movie train stopping before it hit somebody.
Yeah.
It only happens in the movies.
Mm-hmm. Here's the story.
Boston Transit Police say the woman was drunk, and she sure looked like it. Security cameras show her wobbling, stumbling, suddenly falling onto the tracks of an oncoming train, unable to get up. As she lay between the tracks, people waiting in the station started waving for the train operator to stop.
It was like the people were waving, but they were waving a little bit too much, and they were really, really close to the yellow line. And then as I'm approaching, the lady pops her head up, and I'm like, oh my God, someone's in the pit. So I just threw it in emergency, exactly what I'm supposed to do, and it stopped just in time not to hurt her.
The front end of the train was actually over her. She was under the train, and how she did not get hit or hit the third rail is amazing, and we're very thankful that the passengers were able to stop that train.
The most exciting part for me was when she crawled out from under, and she was fine. Anything, any second, any other thing could have happened, and I'm just glad it came out the way that it did.
We all. The subway operator, Sharice Lewis, is being hailed a hero. She says she didn't have time to think about it. She just did it.
You hit the brake because something's on the track.
Exactly.
All right, we get it. You're a hero.
What about,
Jesus Christ. I would have liked if she thought everybody was waving, oh, hurry, we're late, and just really goosed it.
That's hilarious.
I love the correspondent. He couldn't even, swallow his lunch.
No!
Had to give a statement with a full mouth.
Look, they're all fucking waving.
Yeah. What are they doing, aerobics? What are they doing here?
Exactly.
Just stops in time. Look at that. That's crazy.
That is fantastic. Look at all the squares, which are like fucking tracking and face recognition shit. What is going on with that fucking camera?
What is she doing?
She's just drunkenly falling.
God, I figure it's a typical Boston chick.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the type of girls I fuck. 2 more drinks and she'd fuck me.
That thing stopped, The coupler for the front of that train is right over her head. And then she just gets up like, what happened? Look, she's all,
oh my God, she's still
hit by a train. And then look at the third rail, too. The third rail is like, she's lucky it's on the other side.
Wait, can you...
She really came close when she fell backwards again.
What a stumble bum.
I want to hear
death after a woman
this is CBS
the subway
News.
tracks. Police say the 26-year-old woman was drunk and illegally smoking on the platform on Friday. Surveillance tape shows when she tried to put out that cigarette, she stumbled and fell into the tracks. As the headlights from an oncoming train came toward the station, other riders, as you saw just there, tried to warn the driver. Amazingly, the train stopped halfway over her body.
And look at her.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Look at her. It looked like she was passed out before.
Look at the third rail.
Oh I wonder if she was just trying to lay perfectly still.
Look, boom.
Or she was asleep in the train.
Her arm.
I
know she didn't
managed to put her hand down on the third rail.
Exactly. Considering everything that was going on, she was
my God.
Whatever.
So, all right.
She lights a cigarette off of it.
She has the worst hat I've ever seen, too.
Yeah, really? Don't like her hat?
If there was any justice, the fucking train would have kept going and ripped the hat off.
With her head on it.
No, left her head attached.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
in it.
Yeah.
Wow, what a buzz, huh?
Dude. For the rest of her life, she says, I'm the lady that the train stopped over. And oh, yeah.
Do you think that is a bottom for her where it's like, now I really need to get help?
Hell no.
And then when people years from now ask her, so what happened to make you stop drinking? Well, it's like this.
You got an hour. I got to tell you
She'll
about
justify it somehow in her mind by saying, I was really drunk, but I lost my footing. I was wearing, I wasn't used to those sneakers I was wearing. She'll find a way to go back into it.
Oh, I know. I've heard things. Oh, the socks were slippery on my floor, and that's why I fucking slipped and fell on my head. Mm-hmm. Right, Janine? That was funny as shit.
What happened?
Oh, she was hammered at, what was that, the Halloween party or something? I don't know. It was some party. And then she had like white socks on and my floors are slippery.
Nice.
And she just falls on her ass. Oh. First she fell down the stairs and then she slipped and fell into one of my columns.
Was it a cartoon fall?
Oh, it was fantastic.
Where the feet just go flying?
Dude, it was the funniest goddamn thing. There's nothing funnier than watching people fall. And if it's your friends, it's even funnier. As long as, they don't get too banged up. Mm-hmm. A little dent is funny. She's saying it didn't happen. No, I saw it. It was pretty funny. I heard the donk, donk, donk. And then I look at the bottom of my stairs, and there she is, and then she slides again and hits one of the columns.
Tim in Brooklyn. Tim.
Yeah, if you guys watch the video again, there's a guy standing on the platform near the edge of the tunnel, and as the train stops, and knocks him dead right in the head. Now, if that train wasn't able to stop in time, he probably would have lost his head. And he's trying to wave to stop the train, the freaking idiot.
He was leaning over the tracks far enough to get hit in the head?
I did notice this guy, because he's
knocked in the head a little bit.
Yeah, this guy's assuming that the train will stop in time, and if it didn't, he would be dead. Watch the guy.
I kind of wish he lost his head. That would have been hysterical.
And he does bang his head a little bit. You got one guy that goes all the way to the end and is trying to wave the subway train down.
Yeah, stop.
But it's not, if the train doesn't stop, this guy's fucked.
They all look like they want to fly.
Watch, he gets hit in the head at the end. Watch. Blam.
Oh, what an idiot. She's probably yelling at him. Like, hey, idiot, what are you doing? Poking your fucking head out.
Right on, man.
And drunk just gets up. Hi, who are you? I love she falls back down again.
And they all help her up.
Yeah.
Fontaine, what's up?
Yo, Fontaine!
Gentlemen, rape.
Jesus.
What's up, Fontaine?
I got a pet from Monoculine.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. You think after this incident she'll get her life back on track?
Life back on track. That is indeed a pat from Monoculine.
Pat's got to be flattered when people call and go, I got a pat from Monoculine. Oh, great. You know what? She's already saying stuff. Katie in Boston. What's up, Katie?
Hey, boys. Happy birthday, Jimmy. The girl that fell in the tracks is already denying having an alcohol problem. She had about, 3 or 4 40s before she fell in. She's like, oh, no, but I have no drinking problem.
Wow. 3 or 4 40s. That's pretty impressive.
She seems okay.
Yeah.
She's just falling in front of subway trains.
I guess they found her after a night at the Columbia House.
Well, in Boston, that isn't really a drinking problem, to tell you the truth.
She was actually not even too drunk to drive legally in Boston.
Why wasn't anybody brave enough to jump on top of her like they did in New York?
Yeah, what happened there? Where's the Subway Superman?
Yeah, they called him the Subway Superman. He's psychotic. The guy's crazy.
If you look,
in my humble opinion,
that track was a little different. The Subway Superman track had the railroad ties are cut out in the middle,
right?
And he was able to go down into a ditch,
right?
But here there were no.
It's a little different.
Especially if you're on top of somebody. That woman would have been dead. Never mind somebody stacked up on top of her.
Mm-hmm. Let's say hi to Butch in New Jersey. Butch.
What's up, gentlemen? Hey, Ann, are you sure this wasn't your ex-mother-in-law?
No, that would have been impossible. She's not with us anymore.
Yeah, she passed. Good old Judy.
Grandma, yay.
Good old Judy.
And there was a choo-choo.
Well, she had some moments.
Oh, yeah.
She had a few moments. My favorite is how she got into the condo next door to hers.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And fell asleep on the couch, assuming it was her condo.
During I guess the parents were away in the condo next door, so the kids were having one of those fucking parties you're not supposed to have.
But every kid has them.
Yeah. And so she walked into the wrong condo and just walked to the couch. There's a huge keg party going on. Walks to the couch and just falls down and falls asleep on the couch.
It's amazing.
God, and
they woke her up.
I think they left her there a while.
Yeah.
She's lucky they didn't draw dick on her head. You know how kids are at those parties. They're a little crazy.
Put it on YouTube.
Yeah. It wasn't a YouTube back then. No. It's the old days.
Why don't we take a break? Boyle Gate, day 3.
No
Mohr?
way.
Fuck yeah.
No way. It's
They're still
going?
talking about what Sharon Osbourne said about Susan Boyle on our fine radio show.
Damn.
This time, oh wow, Inside Edition and Access Hollywood did another story on this?
Access Hollywood and Inside Edition are shit.
I watched one of those shows yesterday just for the fuck of it, to see what it was all about.
Yeah.
And I didn't see any of the clips, so that's odd. But
there's a million of them. There's Extra, there's TMZ,
I watched one
there's
of them.
Entertainment Week, Entertainment Tonight, Inside Edition, Access Hollywood.
Awful, and just the hypocrisy of their fake anger at this situation is so stupid because all they were talking about, at one point, I guess Dan Aykroyd was out trying to buy a car, and it's a picture of him. Now, obviously, he's gained a lot of weight.
He's older.
He's old. He's wearing short pants with really bad, like, untanned legs and just old man legs, you know. And they put the picture on, and we're just going, Dan, instead of the car, how about you buy some pants? They're like laughing at him. And what's the difference between that and what Sharon said about ugly fucking Susan Boyle?
Because they're fucking snotty, good-looking people who feel entitled to throw a little jab as long as it's done in the parameters of how they feel humor should be delivered.
Well, you know what? Dan Aykroyd's a celebrity. And so is Susan Boyle. Once she entered that world of celebrity, then, especially in their eyes, it's the same thing. Why can they make fun of Dan Aykroyd and not make fun of her?
Agreed.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well,
all agreed? The motion
Boyle
is
Gate,
passed.
day 3 after the break. Opie and Anthony. We got a busy show today. Our friend Penn Jillette is stopping by. Does great radio.
Oh, yeah?
He'll be here around 9. And then we got Rob Halford at 10 o'clock today. What is he up to?
He's promoting. He's actually got a clothing line out. And I've seen the shirts. I didn't realize they were Halford's. I actually like him. It's called Metal God Clothing Line. And he's got a fucking Christmas album. He just looks like a psychopath on it. And it's just called Halford Winter Songs.
What kind of songs does he say? Any familiar ones?
I don't know if they're just remakes. The Three Kings or We Three Kings. I can't read the writing. It's fucking like calligraphy writing.
Yeah,
let me see if I can see it on.
That's difficult.
That's not good if you can't read the writing.
I'm just an older man.
We might have to yell at Rob Halford.
I can't read what it says. Oh, Holy Night. Okay, yeah, he probably does do some.
Oh, good. Because there's nothing worse than a brand new Christmas song.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I wonder if some
just
of these...
remake one of the old ones.
Oh, here's one. Christmas for Everyone. I Don't Cave? You can't read that.
I don't care, probably.
That's what I think.
I don't cave. Uh-oh.
I don't cave.
Well, yikes.
Come all ye faithful. Okay, yeah.
Faithful's in there?
Light of the world. Wait, are you showing me where the track list is?
I'm showing you that he's redone classic ones, and he's also got some new ones. That's a new one.
So he does have new Christmas songs. No. Oops.
Okay.
Right, that could be a problem. Nothing worse than when they... All right, so he'll be talking about that. Cool.
Yeah.
His new
we haven't talked to him in a long time, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just got to bring up something.
What
about,
happened?
A little offshoot thing happening with the Fort Hood massacre.
Yes.
Which I consider, and a lot of other people do, a terrorist attack.
Can I guess what the problem is?
Domestically grown terrorist. Yes.
Obama?
No, actually not.
Took him 5 days to go down there?
Did it really?
Well, that's what they're saying.
Well, he went for the memorial, so.
Yeah.
And a situation like that, it's hard for Obama to do anything and not be bashed by the other side, to tell you the truth.
Ooh, I like how you think.
Well, it's true. Yeah, he's just going to get bashed anyway. But I don't like the blame game that's going on. You know, they're like, who's to blame? Let's see. Who had the information? Who did this? Why don't we blame this fucking savage that did it? Blame Al-Qaeda for their hatred of the Western world and their influence over weak-minded douchebags like this fucking savage. And actually commend the FBI and Central Intelligence Agency and whoever else was in on this for picking up on it and investigating it, not knowing, not having a crystal ball that this guy is just going to go lunatic and shoot a bunch of people. The fact that they were onto him is commendable, if you ask me. It's not like they didn't know anything about this guy. The fact that as Americans we sit there and just try to blame ourselves, we try to find some inner blame. It's got to be the government, it's got to be the FBI, it's got to be this, that. How come we can't, and it goes back to the conspiracy theorists with 9/11. How come we can't just blame it on who the fuck did it? This savage was influenced by a imam from fucking a mosque that the World Trade Center terrorists went to. His mind was poisoned by a hateful, violent religion. And he took that to heart and decided that instead of being a soldier for the American army, for the United States, he was against killing Muslims because he was a Muslim. Well, you're an American first. If you're going to war as an American in the United States military, that is first. Not I'm a Muslim, so all Muslims, as he said, should have some kind of exemption. It doesn't work that way. He is a domestically grown Islamic terrorist. And enough with trying to find blame with our own government.
The only thing is where we should find blame is where people sense something was wrong, or they were saying, like in speeches about the environment, he started talking about, is the war a war on Islam? And somebody questioned him, and his superiors were afraid to go after him because they didn't want to appear politically incorrect. That's where you have to start blaming the military.
Again, but that's a blame on the whole fucking society. That's a blame on what the pussification of this country. And the fact that we can't let anyone get upset, that the one of the generals or commanders, what the fuck was he saying? That he hopes this doesn't affect the diversity.
Casey, that was General Casey.
Yeah, right, General Casey. The diversity of the military, like that's important. The most important thing is a strong military. Fuck diverse. It doesn't have to be diverse. It's not a democratic society in the military. We don't have to do things that we have to do here in the outside world because of the threat of the scarlet R of racism on your shirt.
Well, then why are they doing it?
Because we've fallen into the pussification.
Exactly.
And also, for a general to be saying that.
For
a fucking general to be worried about diversity after a bunch of his soldiers are gunned down by a radical Muslim who was yelling Allahu Akbar as he fucking did it is sickening.
And Obama, I do have a little jab at him, too. During his speech at the memorial service, not one time did he say the word terrorist or terrorism. Not once did he even say that. And this, I mean, stop. Come on, please. He was, at the very least, this fucking lunatic was influenced by terrorism,
of course,
and Al Qaeda, and fascinated by it, and in the end, used their tactics to strike back at the American military here on American soil. How is that not terrorism?
And this is where Obama loses me. Like, I like Obama. I really do. I think he's not a scumbag. I think he's got, I think his heart's in the right place. I just don't agree with some of his stuff, but I don't dislike him at all. But when it comes to this shit and dealing with Islam, he drives me fucking nuts. Because he looks at it like, hey, I'm going to show that the Americans are compassionate.
Yes.
You're looking at it like they're these legitimate freedom fighters in all aspects, instead of realizing, you know what, their religious obsession makes them as irrational and vile as violent abortion bombing obsession.
Yes.
It's like there's no reasoning with that type of religious obsession.
And this is something that
they don't want to negotiate with us or anything like that.
They hate us.
No, and Al Qaeda, you got to think, is playing to our weaknesses at this point. So how are we handling that?
And weaknesses, let me tell you something. That is, again,
weaknesses meaning the diversity in the military and whatnot.
But what the voters at the last presidential election were afraid of, and were remember the fear-mongering that was going on when you talked to the left and the Democrats, the fear-mongering that the right, conservatives and Republicans were spreading around, that, oh my God, it's going to weaken our stance in the world, especially with terrorists. It absolutely has, when you have a president that will not criticize these motherfuckers for doing shit like this.
The only thing I like is that he said he was going to close Guantanamo. It's still running, I believe. There's a lot of things that he said he was going to do, which it just seems like behind the scenes we're kind of fucking, well, if you do that, for whatever reason, it didn't happen.
Dishonest. I'll give him that.
No, I think he intended on it. I think he intended on it, but either it was counseled on look, your decision is not wise, or there are people in the intelligence community behind the scenes.
He brought that up before he was elected.
Right.
And he was criticized on it. There were people, professionals, people that knew the situation, that said why this couldn't and shouldn't be done. He didn't listen then? He only listened after he got into office?
I think you know more.
That's bullshit.
I think you're told more after you get in office.
He fucking knew there's no way you shut that place down and just let these guys, put them in regular prisons, send them to their home countries where they're just hailed as heroes. It's bullshit. You can't shut down a fucking prison like Guantanamo especially with the likes of what's happening recently.
Also the Pan Am bomber getting out. I think in a way, is
England, that guy dead yet?
No, he's still alive.
Oh, I thought he just recently.
Oh, did he die? I didn't even hear it.
I'm not sure. I think he's
still alive.
He's dead.
The guy.
I don't remember hearing that he actually died.
I didn't either, and I think that would have been big news.
Because he was supposed to die, within
a month.
Within a month? That month has passed.
Yeah, I thought he died.
I need to find out. Let's find out about
look that up.
I think England or Scotland, really, in a way, that kept Guantanamo, because all of a sudden, the outrage over that fucking savage being released, people being sent home from Guantanamo, it would be seen as the same thing, and if one of them fucking did something that killed Americans,
exactly,
it would ruin his presidency.
Yep. This actually wasn't the first thing, because I wanted to bring up Chicago Mayor Daley and his blame game that he's doing.
What is he doing?
Well, of course, he's blaming America's love of guns. America's love of guns is being blamed for the terrorist massacre at Fort Hood. Because again, guns don't vote, so you can blame guns. It's a very easy thing to do. Daley and other politicians like to blame gun violence on the guns themselves. It's easier than admitting any inconvenient, politically incorrect truths that might reveal where to place the blame. Kids murder each other in the inner city. That's because of the guns. That's what he's saying. And by the way, let me explain something to people. There are, I believe, 2 cities in the United States of America that under no circumstances allow guns. One of them is Chicago.
Where's the other one?
I believe it's D.C., but they're passing laws. They're trying to get things done over there. They actually have this case that's going on.
But Chicago.
Chicago, which, by the way, has some of the highest gun violence and murder rates by guns in the country. So how does that figure, Mayor Daley? How does that figure? It doesn't. It doesn't.
Do you notice when something like this happens, whether it's gang violence or this, guns are attacked, but when it's a white right-wing extremist nut who does snap and kill people, guns are attacked, but also his ideology is attacked.
Right.
And the obsession he has with his ideology.
A militia like that.
Absolutely.
It's not so much the availability of the guns, because everyone knows the militia will have the guns. But then they attack that ideology, that white supremacist, here's this guy, that. You'll never hear that with a Muslim attack like this. Mayor Daley not blaming a jihadist? Stop it.
Stupid.
Let's go to the phones. We got some great calls coming in. I don't know what your name is, sir.
Jim.
Anthony. That's Danny.
He's an
Hello, this is Sobey.
Sobey?
Yeah.
Sobey. He's an Arab American, which is important to this phone call. What's up, Sobey?
I am the Egyptian magician. My name is Sobey. I do magic act.
Hold on. No accent, too. I'm sorry to disappoint.
Hi, Sobey. All right. What's up, Sobey?
I love you guys. I really hate that the first time I'm calling is actually to disagree with something.
No!
Listen, the only problem I have, and I actually agree with you guys on a lot of things, but the only problem I have is yesterday I was listening on the replay, and I hear you guys kind of saying, hey, don't be saying all these things about, coddling don't hate on all Arabs and don't hate on all Muslims. Listen, you have to say that because you guys don't realize there was plenty of violence on Arab Americans after 9/11. They just didn't show it.
Nah,
It wasn't a sexy story to show it. You don't go around after that and show and make people feel bad for people. So
no one would feel bad. After 9/11, if there was a real outbreak of violence against Arab Americans. No, there was. I remember, dude, let me explain something. I remember the stories. There was a Sikh that was attacked, pulled out of his cab and beaten by people that was saying, you towelhead. And meanwhile, a Sikh has nothing to do with that religion or terrorism. There was plenty of instances, if you look back, you're kind of forgetting about those. I remember them. There were a lot of beatings that went on, and the news, the fucking vultures they are, they would have loved to have shown stories like that because America at that point wanted to see some type of retribution, regardless of what it was. People being beaten in the streets, we're fucking animals. We kind of wanted to see that, so the news wasn't sweeping anything under the carpet.
But then if you start showing innocent people getting beaten, no, people are going to start feeling bad for them, and then that's not really the
I'm not saying beat innocent people. I'm not saying that.
And Sobey, it's not even that you're wrong.
Hold on.
They should say, you have to realize, when they're saying the initial reaction is what's driving everybody nuts, is it's don't overreact, don't have a backlash. Instead of addressing what the problem is, they automatically are doing a politically correct damage control. It's almost like when a black guy mugs an old lady, they don't say don't attack blacks. So when a white man fucking, commits a hate crime against a black, they don't say don't beat up white people. It's like they don't do that with other groups. They do it in this case.
Yeah.
But Jimmy,
I've never seen a group.
Jimmy, you said it yesterday, which it was your point. They don't do it, but they do it with Arabs, but that's because the main thing about Arabs is they're terrorists. It is because that's how they're perceived. They wouldn't do it about white.
I've never seen a group.
Only thing.
Dude, I've never seen a religious group handled with kid gloves more than the Muslim religion. Just like we were saying the other day, I've never seen in this day and age a group like African Americans handled the way they're handled, with this coddling. No jokes can be ever made about them. If you disagree with the president, you're a racist. Like, that's the type of shit I hate. And as far as the Muslim religion goes, I've never seen a religion handled with kid gloves like the Muslim. They will not fucking. The only thing, again, Fox News, they will get on and say this guy is a fucking Islamic terrorist. He is a jihadist. He was influenced by one of these imam fucking assholes in a mosque he went to, by websites. He wrote letters trying to get in contact with Al-Qaeda. He is a homegrown terrorist who was influenced by international terrorism and took it out on American soldiers. What's the difference between that and a terrorist? He is an Islamic terrorist.
No, I totally agree. He is an Islamic terrorist. But, hey, listen, Fox News wanted the DC sniper to be a terrorist so bad, they actually were disappointed when he was a black guy.
Oh, I'm not fucking saying Fox News is the be-all, end-all of news, my friend. They fuck up a lot, believe me. But, they're the only ones that are taking this at face value. They showed a shitload of clips yesterday. I was watching Hannity, and they showed some clips of how CNN and MSNBC and everything was handling it. And it was this blame game of, let's remember, this is an individual incident of not once mentioning terrorism and Islam. They wouldn't fucking put their hands on it.
That's the point. It's not that all Arabs are terrorists. It's this blindness to it when it exists. It's so out of balance in the other direction because they don't have a problem talking about right-wing Christian fundamentalist ideologies. And again, they should shit on that. When a guy like that bombs an abortion clinic or McVeigh, they attack the ideology that caused him to do that. These fucking media outlets are so terrified because they're not afraid of Christian backlash as far as violence against them. The New York Times would not show the cartoon of Muhammad that got that Danish cartoonist death threats because those fucking pussies were afraid. Meanwhile, they'll show Piss Christ. They'll show anything from any other religion. There were people reporters were quitting because the fucking New York press, I believe, or the Village Voice wouldn't show the cartoon. Whereas you're goddamn right they would have if it vilified Christianity or Judaism. So there is a handling of Islam differently, Sobey, and that's what drives me fucking crazy.
I do realize that it is that case, but at the same time, maybe it kind of, I don't want to be a hypocrite and kind of say maybe it should, but honestly, from my point of view, from where I'm sitting, I don't really hate it too much.
Or are you a cockpit?
There could be a backlash out there. And
Jesus.
I'm really scared. I'm always scared of things like that. You guys have no idea. No one hates terrorists more than Arab Americans. They have nothing.
Look. Let me say something. I mentioned this yesterday.
That's a pretty good point right there.
I'm not saying.
I like that point by Sobey.
I'm not saying that all Muslims are terrorists, but what I am saying is, I am saying that most terrorists against the United States are Muslim.
A little bit.
There's a difference between saying all Muslims are terrorists and saying all terrorists are Muslim. It's like everybody that attacks this country, or at least a very large percentage, based on religious ideology, are Islamic terrorists.
No, I know.
And there's a difference between that and saying that all Muslims. It's the same thing as you know, when you talk about blacks and you watch the news and every time you see a fucking hold up or this and that, a large percentage of the time, very disproportionately to the percentage of black people in the society, it's usually a black guy holding up the store, doing this, drug dealers, bringing them in. I'm not saying all black people do that. But I'm saying a disproportionate number of blacks are committing these crimes. Why does it have to be lumped into the same thing? You say one thing, that doesn't mean I'm saying all Muslims are terrorists. But I am saying that most of the terrorism is done by Muslims.
Right. I agree with you guys on that. But
okay, thank you.
What I'm saying is, I actually agree that they really should be mentioning it more. They shouldn't be such wusses about it. I know.
Right.
But a lot of these politicians and stuff like that, and like the army guy, I think the army guy saying it, honestly, to be honest with you, is in a way trying to say, hey, we don't want Arabs to now not join the military,
right,
because now you're really scared, because they want translators. They want guys like me to be able to go in there and, you know what I mean, help out a lot. And I think a lot of Arab Americans are like scared, like, and something like this happens right now.
So how do you fix that?
Yeah, no kidding.
How do you fix that problem where you get some guy that starts getting influenced by radical Islam and then maybe changes his mind? Like this guy, again, like I was saying earlier, he's an American soldier, not a Muslim American soldier, where when you're sent to war, you know, there were Japanese soldiers fighting in the American military during World War II. There were German soldiers fighting during World War II. They didn't think of themselves as Japanese Americans, and they couldn't kill other Japanese or Germans. So Muslims, this guy had it in his head that I cannot, in good conscience, go over there and shoot other Muslims. Now that, to me, is a giant red flag, first of all, but how do you then sort that out between other Muslims or people that join the military and then find religion in Islam and decide that they're gonna do this? It's a very tough situation.
And this is what you got to understand too. It's a different case with Islam than other groups, because you say like, oh, all Arabs, you don't want to be perceived as, and of course nobody would want that, because it is stupid. It's not realistic. But how do you fix the problem? Because what Al Qaeda has done, and look, maybe it's a brilliant strategy, is they have attacked from within as civilians. So it's almost like we're taught, you know, when you look at the Germans or the Japanese or any other country, the Russians, it's always been a nation making a statement and sending planes. This case, it is civilians attacking civilians, or paramilitary people who have immersed themselves as civilians. So we've been taught that anybody you know could be somebody who is a potential attacker. And we've been taught that by the guys who did it. So it's like, how do you then all of a sudden, you need more outcry, and I'm not saying there's none, from Muslims, only because the attackers are fucking civilians. Yeah. So it's like you're taught that the guy who drove your kid to school, or that normal guy who had a good career, all of a sudden is flying a plane into the building, and they're constantly making arrests from people who are living as civilians, not just here, but in Germany and England.
The neighbors are always stunned. It's this just...
So how do you combat that? That's the key. It's like, how do you not look at people as potential problems when they have kind of trained you, like, this is how we're going to attack you?
Yeah, they're not on their patios firing AK-47s up in the air in the middle of any town, USA, let me say.
What do you think, man? That's a tough question.
I honestly, like, I mean, for me, I have nothing to hide. So, and I know people kind of, you know, the government's watching people all the time and stuff like that. So for me, if I join the military, and I almost signed on to the National Guard a little while ago, but if I join the military, I have no problem with, you know, them listening in on conversations or emails or whatever, because I'm not going to have anything to hide. So that I don't mind. It's the public kind of look that I would be getting. That's what scares me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I have that attitude, if that attitude is not, you know, you kind of have to do some damage control if you are a general or whatever, because you can't have them now look at those soldiers in a different way. And I'm not talking about people in general. You guys are kind of generalizing. I'm talking about specifically other soldiers.
That's
true. You don't want them to start looking at Arab Americans or whatever, so they kind of have to do this kind of, damage control.
Well,
but
if you're bitten,
should they be watching the Arab American soldiers? Absolutely, why not? You know what I mean? If you see that this guy clearly doesn't have any ties, whatever, you kind of leave him alone. Like that I don't mind. That I don't mind. It's just generally publicly saying it definitely kind of scares the crap out of me.
So you're saying in the public, like in the military? I mean, look, you don't want Arabic soldiers attacked.
The president saying a speech or the general saying a speech, something like that, they really have to watch what they're saying because it can have a backlash. Not everybody sits there and looks at it with an open mind like you guys. Not everybody's that smart. There are plenty of, knee-jerk reaction, go get them kind of guys, and those are the guys that scare the crap out of me.
Yeah, you want to speak responsibly. Right. I mean, of course you don't want to just fire off some dumb shit.
I got 2 words. Internment camps.
Oh, shit.
But that's what I say.
Sobey, where do you work?
Huh?
Where do you work?
I'm a flight instructor.
I'm a chemist.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
That's not good.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Oh,
you
boy.
are not a chemist. Yeah, what are you mixing up in that lab of yours?
Where do you live?
It's actually like precious metal stuff. It's all
right.
gold, platinum, palladium.
Where do you live?
I'm in Jersey.
No, your address. No, I'm just kidding.
What's your phone number and social?
All right, man.
All right, very good point. I like you're very civil, very nice, not very Arab-like. It was very nice to talk. I'm teasing. Stop it.
Are you off to work?
Yeah, I'm actually in the parking lot right now. I gotta go, but thanks a lot, guys.
Does your carpet get good gas mileage?
Oh, he doesn't drive a flying carpet. He's in a Ryder rental truck. Stop it.
We all know that, right?
Here we go.
All right, so
there we go. Yeah, thanks. I'm a chemist, you motherfuckers.
I wouldn't mind hearing from more Arab Americans.
We just heard from our entire Arab listening audience.
I know.
Thank you, Sobey.
There can't be many out there, but
can't piss him off. He's the only guy that likes us.
How about a few more of you call?
Jesus.
Let's go.
All right, man, see you later.
Let's go ex-military. Tim in Maine. Tim.
Hey, boys. How you doing? Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Hi, Tim.
Oh, Jimmy.
Hey, I was in the military, and I understand what you guys are saying.
Happy Veterans Day, by the way.
Yeah, today.
To all the vets out there. Happy and / somber Veterans Day.
Oh, thank you.
Because we must remember.
I'm a member of the Check of the Month Club now. I'm out now.
Oh, yeah?
But anyway, the general was just doing what he was told to do because, the Army is almost the government's test bed for all this stuff. I mean, desegregation started in the armies in the 50s with Truman and all this other stuff. So it's nothing new that they're trying to be diverse or anything like that. Once you get in combat, then you're all equally worthless to me. I think,
Yeah.
And it isn't even that the diversity in the military, of course, is great, dude. I want Arabs in the military. I want blacks and whites and fucking everyone in this country. I want to be comfortable joining them. I want gays in the military. What? Anybody who wants to fight for this fucking country, I really want to be able to go and do it. But it was just the fact that that's one of the more prominent things he said. If we lose we're not going to lose our diversity. That's just an idiotic. It's a non-issue. This guy was a fucking radical. We're not losing diversity by looking for radical Muslims in the military.
Exactly.
Nobody wants Muslims thrown out of the military. Nobody wants Arabs thrown out of the military. I want maybe closer attention paid when there's warning signs to fucking guys who are emailing.
Yeah.
A guy who was the head of the mosque that 2 9/11 hijackers were part of. I'd like that looked at more seriously.
Someone brought up a great point on
they didn't.
Yes. It was on O'Reilly last night that if this was during the Cold War and there was a soldier that was sending letters to Moscow on a daily basis, you would damn well look into what the fuck shenanigans he was pulling.
You think that would have been a problem?
I think that might have been a problem.
A little bit.
So, we are at war with these people. No matter what, some people don't like to call it a war. It is a war, and we're at war with them. And you can't be trying to send letters to the enemy.
That's a great point, though, man. In the Cold War, that's a great fucking point.
No shenanigans in fucking coddling back then.
And no email. So the fact that they were emailing in the 80s, we would have been like, what is this thing?
What a great invention.
It's magic.
It's magical.
There's no negotiating either. Like with past wars, you can negotiate with the other side eventually.
Right.
And figure some shit out.
Yeah, that is true. We're in one of those weird situations.
There's no negotiating with this one.
We laughed our asses off at Russia for going into Afghanistan because we knew it was unwinnable because we had just gotten our ass beat in the same situation in Vietnam. And now we're there thinking, oh, fuck. How are you going to stop these things where there's no real borders? There's tribal regions and fucking areas where this sect lives and stuff. Some hate us more than others. There's no clear-cut enemy, which, of course, we've heard before. How do you fucking fight that?
The Russians, you know what the Afghan fighters were doing? And this is when people say, we armed Bin Laden. Right.
We did.
He was fucking fighting against, our enemies.
You ever have a friend that all of a sudden isn't your friend anymore?
No, but I've heard that happens. I just disagree with everything. No, I never have. They're all my friends from childhood.
I hate you.
But it's, I heard that the Afghan fighters were they were good fighters, man. They would open the top of the Russian tank and drop fucking beehives in the fucking Russian tanks.
Oh!
And close it. And when the fucking soldiers...
How were they handling the beehive before they dropped it
Probably in bags or whatever. I mean, they probably just had them and then fucking just opened it in the tank. And then when the soldiers came out, pow, they were just shooting them.
Oh,
because
Christ.
Bees will make you vacate a tank. Yes.
How many times do they do that?
Don't know, but I remember hearing it and going, the fucking brilliance of that.
That's a hell of a strategy.
Yeah.
Taken out by a beehive.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them.
That's gotta suck.
I know, they're like, it's as busy as the inside of a tank in here. It was a real inside of a tank of activity. The inside of a tank hairdo. Stop me. I'm on a beehive roll.
Oh, that's a good point. Tom in Iowa, I can't go to you. Any Arab chemist that calls your show should get a prize so we could get a name and an address.
Oh, yeah, we should have given him something from the prize closet.
Yes, you want something.
Yes, we need your address.
Good job, Tom.
Yes.
Can't get to you right now. Jason, what's up, buddy?
Nothing. How you guys doing?
All right, man.
Hi.
Hey, I was wondering if you guys caught the 60 Minutes on Sunday. I've seen a lot of these over the last few years, but basically...
Was it on bananas? What a good fruit. It comes in its own wrapper. Oh, you meant the other part.
Do you ever notice when a guy with receding hair shoots his fellow soldiers and nobody wants to call it what it is? Do you ever notice that? Go ahead, buddy, what?
No, but basically they were talking about electronic warfare and how terrorists can basically take down the whole U.S. through electronic warfare. And it just drives me crazy because they have these specials all the time where basically they're telling, terrorists and other people how they can attack us where we're completely vulnerable.
Well, you know what? We have hackers, too. And, and that can be done. They keep breaking into the Pentagon and all this stuff. But so far, nothing has really happened to hurt the country with that stuff, unless they have a way of getting in and getting secrets and strategies. But
the most horrible thing I've seen so far is I click on a link that, it says hot chick and it's meat spin. And if that's all they're doing... so be it.
I've had just the opposite problem with that clip.
Hey, someone is questioning your brilliance with the beehive thing. Brian O in Chicago writes, brilliance, why didn't they just drop a couple of grenades in there? Because if they're opening the top, then they could just pop a couple
What's
of grenades
fucking cheaper?
Economics.
Yeah, exactly. Who wants to waste grenades on three guys?
But you've got to go around the countryside collecting beehives.
These are volunteering, I'm sure, in that country.
And let me also say...
Whose job is that?
What stupid tank crew is letting an Arab with a beehive walk up to him?
Right.
Jesus Christ. Shoot him.
I'm calling shenanigans on the whole beehive
No,
thing.
you couldn't...
I bet it happened once. Snopes it.
They would probably just run up on the fucking tank and somehow get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somehow get in. Hello?
Yes.
Hello. Yes. It is not a Russian. Want to come in, fight war. Oh, shit, it is big guy.
Yeah, what do you think? They walked up with a fucking beekeeper suit? They're like, who is this man approaching the tank? Apparently, he needs punch. Do you think he wants a piece of cheese?
I need one of these Afghanis to get that goddamn hornet's nest out of my brother's attic.
What's he doing with that?
I got an idea.
Drop it in the sunroof of your car.
I want to start a campaign. The big hornet's nest in my brother's attic. I want Micro to personally remove the hornet's nest from my brother's attic.
That'd be a great dirty job.
He does dirty jobs, not fucking deadly jobs.
Fuck that. How do we get this started? I want to start a campaign. I want Mike Rowe to personally help my brother out.
God damn, that's a good idea.
That would be good, man.
And his wife, my brother's wife, is in love with Mike Rowe, which makes it perfect.
Shit. All right.
That's great.
You get a little honey with the beehive.
Little cuckolding.
I think we should all start tweeting the shit out of that. I need Mike Rowe to help my brother out.
Dude, that's a fucking good idea.
And we'll either fucking film it for some kind of dirty job episode, or we'll just film it for YouTube. We'll do something. Come on, Mike Rowe, help me out. We got to get this hornet's nest out of my brother's house.
He probably even know how to do it already.
Yeah.
He knows everything
now. But the problem with the hornet's nest, you saw the video, I don't know how you get to it.
It's in the worst spot because you can't take it out without cracking it open, is what it is.
Right. You can't just scoop it up. You can't even cover it up, really.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you again, you
have to cut the roof, I think, to get at it.
You take a thick, clear plastic tarp, and it's in a nook and corner there, but you block off.
It isn't a weird thing, though. There's
you block
joists
off,
there.
You staple fucking, you staple down all of this tarp around it where you can see through it where they can't escape, so if they fly, they're going to hit the tarp. You know, you just surround it with tarp.
How scary would it look
staple
like?
it.
You got to make sure that you got all the holes covered.
Well, yeah, you know what it is? That's doable.
There's too many fucking...
We're looking at the video right now.
There's floor joists that this thing kind of goes over floor joists, which are very... I don't know if you get the plastic to just seal it that easily.
Look at that fucking hornet's nest.
There's so many nooks, crannies, and angles on that thing. Imagine trying to get plastic.
Look at that.
You see the escape route to the bottom?
Sealed?
Yeah, there's a few there.
Oh, my God.
I love when my brother pats this damn thing. He's
Dude,
insane.
that looks so fucking otherworldly.
I know
it doesn't look like it belongs on Earth.
No, it's on YouTube, Opie Radio, if you haven't checked it out, but a lot of people have. I want Mike Rowe to remove that. That's what I say today.
You're right, though. You know what?
Mike Rowe's been lazy lately. Let's give him a real job.
You got to do it, dude. You know what you got to do? He's got to deal with that nest until December when it's fucking 5 degrees out. And then he ought to just not put the heat on in the house for a day and just let it get a little colder, because they're not going to do anything in December.
That's the other problem is a lot of people saying, but that's a warm spot.
You want to get rid of that beehive? Put your businesses back on a paying basis? That's what you need. Fucking the quint of beehives. That's
I talked to my
beehive.
I talked to my brother yesterday, and unless we could get Mike Rowe to do this, he's seriously going to wait until it gets colder and try to scoop it up.
No! By scooping it up, you're going to break it open.
Yes.
It's like, remember in Stupid Faces of Death, they show the monkey head sticking through?
Yes, that's what it'll do.
That's what it looks like. It looks like you'd be slicing the head off the monkey and the entire brain would be...
Right.
You're not taking the whole thing.
Well, let's start something on Twitter. I want Mike Rowe to help my brother out and get rid of this fucking hornet's nest. Is Mike Rowe on Twitter?
You know me. You know what I do for a living. I'm Mike Rowe.
Would you guys come over in bee suits for my video?
Without a fucking doubt, I'd go over in a bee suit.
I would need to
You'd be freaked out, right?
Absolutely sure it is completely sealed.
Yeah.
Like, I will wrap duct tape around me like a fucking maniac.
The video camera did not pick it up because I was using the HD flip, but when my brother patted this thing, you heard a massive, like,
get a stethoscope
coming from inside.
Get a stethoscope, put it against it, and then put the ear things by the microphone.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd get...
Why? I mean, Mike Rowe's a friend of the show. He'll come over and do this,
We ought to
right?
get Steve to contact. I mean, we have his contact info.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's contact Mike Rowe immediately.
It's
If
a
we
great
could get him on the phone to even talk about it, that would be nice.
We need a giant fucking beehive.
Someone is saying that Mike Rowe already did that on Dirty Jobs.
Oh, did he do the beehive?
That's what I'm saying. He probably did.
But he didn't
everything.
do it for my brother.
Well, yeah.
And my brother's wife, who's in love with Mike Rowe.
Oh,
and the horse nest is literally like right behind the door of my nephew's room. That
How
leads
does he
to the
sleep
crawl
in
space.
there?
How the fuck does your nephew sleep?
Fuck does he sleep knowing there's monsters in the closet? Literally. Kids are afraid of monsters in the closet. That's fucking a monster.
And you remember being a kid, any little weird thing in your head would just fucking be real scary.
I would picture the bees coming from under the door like like the bugs came out of Mr. Pratt's mouth and chest.
And Creepshow.
Just fucking just pouring out
from underneath
uncontrollably.
The door. What a great fucking horror movie that would be, huh?
Dude.
But my nephew said that he sees one in his room every once in a while. So they're kind of moving around.
They're coming out.
They're coming out,
They
checking
probably
things
walk
out.
through a vent once in a while.
Wake up and one's crawling in your ear. Ah! Freak out.
On your dickhead.
Ooh,
and it stings the hole.
That's hot. Oh, imagine a bee sting on your dick hole.
And you're too big. You're in the middle of a conversation, so you can't swat it right then.
I think you could end the conversation.
Is it amazing how a bee landing on you, there's nothing that would take priority? If a fucking hornet lands on you, I don't care what you're holding, you're fucking dropping it.
Yeah. Well, I've done that so many times and been in like conversations, serious conversations, important conversations, and just then go, "Ah!" You flail.
You just lose your mind.
I'm a pussy with bees. I hate them.
Joe,
me.
Everyone has their idea how to get rid of this fucking hornet's nest.
What does Joe say? Lasso them.
But what if your idea doesn't work and these things come flying out?
Yeah, you got one shot at this.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, isn't there some kind of a bug bomb you could throw in there, like a poisonous gas?
Yeah, but Anthony raised the point is that it's over these like things where they may just be able to go into the house. The nest may actually be in. Well, there's a lot of the nest you can't see, so they may just hide in there. Ugh.
We don't know how big the nest is,
and it's not just sitting on a one flat surface. It's in a corner where it's actually on the floor the ceiling joists of the attic and the roof.
On the bug bomb and throw it in there. It's like a grenade, and it smokes up the whole room.
Oh, really? We got to cut the top open?
How's it going to get into the nest?
No, you don't cut the top open. You let it seep through the nest. It also kills their escape route.
Hornets breathe the same way the hornets breathe. The nest has holes in it.
Yeah, but it's got holes to the outside. And like that's how they get in and out.
And this nest, these little fuckers decided to build their nest around this huge, heavy plastic bag.
Yeah,
they knew they were going to build a huge nest.
They attached to like everything. It's like a puma.
Yeah,
I say your brother covers himself with honey and runs up there naked.
I do think that you have to cover it up with a tarp. I think, and then you can get something to slowly let smoke go in there, and then you do it slow from the outside too, and then you fucking. Inject the nest with something and just blast them with poison.
Well, Jeff's got today's idea.
In the winter.
Would you do this? Jeff, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Morning, guys.
Hey.
Happy birthday, Jimmy. I'd get a couple of CO2 fire extinguishers and get it from each side and freeze it with them.
What is it, the blob in his fucking attic, you dummy?
And Jimmy's always, Jimmy, what if it doesn't work? These things, as soon as they know they're being attacked, trust me, they get very angry and they figure out what the hell's going on.
You know what?
Immediately.
A CO2 fucking fire extinguisher. What's the temperature of the stuff that comes out? That might fucking
doesn't
stop
last
them.
long enough.
What if it doesn't? I don't like the might part of that statement.
Wrap the hive in dry ice.
Yeah?
A dry ice might work.
Yes.
If you take some dry ice, put it. How would you get it to sit over the entire surface of it?
I don't
You don't need to.
Okay. No.
Wait. Wes has a little info on this. Go ahead, Wes.
Yeah, hey, guys. Hi. Listen, it's just 3 pieces. You put one on each side, one on top, put a piece of plastic over it. The thing will freeze in 6 to 8 hours. You just come back, pick it up, take it away.
The only thing is, though,
easy.
because it's not, you don't know how many nooks and crannies they're in. The nest may go, say the nest extends out 2 feet on either side, what you just can't see. Like, say, what?
And me?
What?
They're not going to feel, it's not going to be a sudden thrash to them. What it's going to be is just a steady freeze. It's going to be a steady cold.
Slow freeze.
Like
this guy might have a good idea, dude.
Yeah.
You block off the perimeter of it with like a cardboard or something, right? You tape the cardboard down, and then you just fill that up with dry ice so it covers the fucking hive with dry ice. Now you cover that with plastic so it keeps the cold in. That fucking thing will be frozen. Solid.
How do we get the dry ice out?
That's how we bring it out.
You let it melt, and it doesn't get wet. It just melts into a gas.
I like that. Well,
good idea.
Me and my brother were discussing.
That's not bad.
We want to see how active the hive is, so we're going to be filming a video in the very near future.
Colt 6 says, "Here's an idea: hire a professional."
I told you my brother can't afford a professional.
How much is a professional?
So I guess I got to hire a professional. But we want to see how active.
Introduce Islamic bees into the hive.
It's funny. Someone wrote, I don't know. Oh, Blue Healer. Blue Healer writes, just have Sobey suicide bomb it so he can claim his 72 virgins.
How fun would just fucking putting an M80 on top of it be? Oh, boom! Blow a huge hole in it and aggravate the fucking survivors.
They would be so annoyed.
Oh, the noise.
All their hard work.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to aggravate the hive in the next few days to see, what kind of action is inside.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put some cameras down and see
That's
how
a good
many
idea.
of these fuckers come out.
Light it up and fucking.
Then we'll see what we're dealing with,
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just be one big bee?
Oh, Christ. Imagine a giant fucking wasp in there. How scary is that? I'm frightened.
But I think Mike Rowe. You think Mike Rowe would come all the way out to Long Island to take care of this?
It's not one of those things where I'm like, there's no fucking way you can get him to do that. I think you might be able to get him.
Why not? It's good publicity for him. Not that he needs it with all the commercials he's doing, but
if not, you could probably get Rogan to fucking kick it.
Yeah. I'll hire Pat from Menaki.
Yeah, it'll go from Joe Rogan down to Pat from Menaki.
Here, Pat.
I'll eat it.
How much to remove the hornet's nest, Pat? Oh, $75. I guess that's fair.
Well, let's just call it even 50.
Just give me a free appetizer at FH. I'll do it for you.
I have no economic common sense.
Hey, guys.
Just pay me what the gas cost me to get halfway to your house.
There's no business sense whatsoever.
Drew Boogie's like that too. Like I'm working on a CD with some old material, and I'm using Drew to do some of the. 'Cause he's very good.
Sure, he's
great. And I'm like, I put it on hold for a while. And now I started again. I'm like, Drew, I got to pay you, and he has no business sense. He's like, I don't know, whatever. I'm like, Drew, it's okay. I don't mind.
Pick a price. Are you out of your mind?
Watch him really fucking hold me up.
Gonna motherfuck you.
$15,000, shitbird.
Motherfucking me.
True.
Oh, sandwich.
All right, well, the phones are lit again about the hornet's nest. I got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Because he's got 4 small kids in that damn house.
Yeah, the Environmental Protection Agency loves this one, Mark. Dump motor oil on it. And that way it'll seep through the fucking sheetrock and go into the fucking room downstairs. Ass.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely irritate the nest and have a camera rolling.
Put gas on it.
I got to freaking make sure the family's out of the house when I do that one. But, yeah, pour gas on it. Just burn the house down. That's good. Decon foregone.
Decon foregone. Gonna be great. We're going to exterminate it.
Wait, Brian has something. He's an exterminator. We haven't heard from one exterminator about this.
Yeah,
Brian's
really.
Brian, what do you got?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
The way I would take care of it is I take a drill and drill a hole through the wall, like in the room or the ceiling, wherever it's touching, and then just puff an apicide dust into the nest.
A what?
Well, it's a dust. It's an insecticide dust, kind of like baby powder, only it's specifically made to kill bees.
How does it get into all the little compartments? There are so many fucking compartments in that.
Yeah, I know, but dust travels. Like big time.
Yeah, but it's got to travel.
You don't really
huge
notice it because it's really small, but like when wind catches it, it travels everywhere.
Yeah.
How do you know? I mean, a bee expert would know, but how do you know where the nest? Like, is the nest contained in what you can see, or does it go? Like, say it goes into the insulation. How do you know that the nest doesn't have fucking?
I actually saw this on.
You'd see some staining on the wall because inside all the larvae and bee excrement and things like that. It's going to stain.
Can you imagine stepping in bee duty in your own house?
Idea about throwing a fumigant up there, like a flea bomb or something.
Yeah.
It's against the law, and you'd get in some huge trouble if, like, someone got sick or the fire alarm went off or something.
Yeah, huh?
What, Danny, would you say?
You could also see where the hive is using a thermometer, because you could see if the temperature in the wall has risen a couple of degrees from activity inside the hive.
Oh, Jesus.
Actually, so I think they did that on Dirty Jobs also. They saw how a beehive was like 6 feet long because they were measuring the temperature along the wall. They knew where to cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to wonder, if this thing is in the wall as well.
Yeah, it could be.
We can't really tell.
Dude, if it goes down...
Oh, my God. Could it be bigger, this
around
thing?
I'm trying to think. It could go down into the wall.
Into, like, the drop ceiling.
Well, there's usually a plate.
Well, another approach to do is just, I know there's, all right, guys. I know there's, bad feelings and all, but you could have Jill Nicolini ink it.
Ink it, Jesus. Thanks, Brian.
Jesus. Video that? Looking for
fucking
the thing.
thanks, Brian. All right, well, that's where we're at with the fucking hornet's nest.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It's amazing how
it's
fucking bee chatter...
Look at the phones.
I
Nobody doesn't want to talk about bees.
They want to talk about...
Everyone loves talking about bees.
They want to talk about homegrown terrorism and fucking bees.
And bees. That seems to be it.
That's the buzz.
Oh, Jimmy.
I'm sweet.
Use nitrogen. Liquid nitrogen.
The biggest problem is it's really hard to get at. So you could cause a problem very easily.
It's in a horrible spot. Look at the video. It's in a bad spot. It's fastened to so many different angles and things, and you don't know how deep it goes. It could go into the wall. It could go through one of the eaves, or
me and my brother had to crawl down and then squeeze in this one part to just look at it. It's going to be really hard to get at.
Just sit back where you crawled into that crawl space and just start blasting it with a shotgun over and over.
There's a video of
Just have them go, keep giving me shells. Yeah, bam, bam, bam. Just blast it.
Someone video response my video, and they did just that. They blasted with a fucking shotgun.
They get angry.
The video could have been better, but this guy took out a hornet's nest with a shotgun. It's pretty cool.
You are not going to kill them all, though. That's for sure.
No, I think even the guy's like, oh, boy, I got him angry.
Yeah, no shit.
So,
because hornets, look, we hate them. But that takes them a long time to build a giant nest, and all of a sudden to have someone just throw a rock through it.
Imagine if you had to just puke your house up. That's how you built it. Just by throwing up and building a house out of your vomit.
You're all fighting to fuck one queen. Your whole life is work to vomit and get one load off.
Yeah. You'd be angry if some idiot came over and kicked your vomit house over.
Your fucking roof is gone. You're like, oh, Billy.
Mikey.
Sucks.
Hey,
Hi,
Opie.
Yeah.
Millionaire Opie. Quit being so goddamn cheap and give your brother $1,000 so he doesn't want to find his kid dead in his bed.
How long have you been listening to this show? That's the easy way out.
Why would you sacrifice such entertainment for just a
thank
little
you,
money?
Anthony. In the end, I'm sure I'll be paying for the removal of the nest, but why not make
and the hospital bills?
Right, why not make some good radio out of it is what I'm thinking. Of
How much do you
course
think it
I'm
will
paying
cost?
for this thing.
How much do you think it would cost to get that done?
I don't fucking
know. A good
know.
exterminator. I almost said Terminator.
I would say $28.
It's gotta.
Oh, see, I would have thought more.
I swear it would have to be a couple of grand.
Fuck.
In that situation, where it's located, because I'm sure it all comes into play. They don't just go, oh, you got a wasp problem, here's the price. They'd look at that and go, that is in a horrid spot.
I got an idea. Pat from Moonachie, if you could get this nest out of my brother's attic, I will give you $1,000 cash.
He's gonna be dead.
$1,000 cash.
That's right. If you do it with your fist, $5,000.
$1,000 cash. If you want the job, you give me a call. You're gonna have to sign your life away, but
I would
money.
I would just get in a bee suit that is so airtight, and then just kick it time and time again, leave and go, where's my money? It's gone.
It's gone.
You didn't say anything about the Hornets.
Wow. Derek Jeter and Teixeira won Golden Gloves.
Yes, Golden Gloves.
Yes.
Sharon
Osbourne is checking in, guys. Sharon Osbourne.
Hello.
Hi, Sharon.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Oh, good, Sharon.
I suggest Opie hire Susan Boyle to bring her fucking ugly stick and whack it off the wall.
Hit it with her ugly stick.
That's a great segue into the next topic. After the break, Susan Boyle Gate, Day 3. The Sharon Osbourne clip was played again on Inside Edition and Access Hollywood. We'll give you the latest. And then Susan Boyle performed on Dancing with the Stars in front of Kelly Osbourne.
How'd that go?
Sharon's daughter. I don't know. I didn't watch.
I didn't either.
How the fuck would I watch that?
Fuck that.
We'll get into it next, though. Opie and Anthony, stay there. All right, before we move on, one more about the bees. I promise. Last phone call, and then we're going to move into the Boyle Gate thing. We got Lee in Philly. Lee, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much. Hey, I'm a farmer. My wife's a professional beekeeper, and a bunch of my neighbors are as well.
Okay.
So the first thing you got to do is figure out whether or not they're bees, wasps, or hornets. So you can look at them if anybody's got one of the little fuckers.
You got to look between their legs.
Well, no. Yeah, that's how you look and see for the bee balls, wasp balls. No, seriously, a bee is brown, dark brown with tan stripes on it.
No, my brother knows a little bit about everything. I'm pretty convinced that it is hornets.
Okay, well, so there's nothing you can do for hornets except put a bug bomb in there. But if it's bees, you can get rid of them for free, and people will be grateful to get them. What you do is check out the local Beekeepers Association, and they have what they call a swarm list. That's an 800 number. You call them. A professional beekeeper will come out and take them away and put them in a hive for you. But if it's a wasp or a hornet, fuck them. Just put a bug bomb in there, get the family out of the house.
Those aren't honeybees.
That's not honeybees, man. This is fucking. It comes from another world. This nest.
Yeah, alien life.
For real.
But if you say it's on a plastic bag, that often sounds a lot like a bee nest. That's what they do. But I can tell you that the beekeepers get really pissed off when they get called in for a hornet.
Okay. I think it's hornets, though.
Fuck them.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Lee.
Bug bomb's the only answer. See ya. Bye.
That's enough about the The hornet's
Enough
nest.
about the bee.
for today, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to get Mike Rowe to remove it.
When it breaks open and spills out its deadly cargo.
All right, here we go.
Imagine you come home one time and the bees are watching television. They've just taken over the house.
Get out.
Yeah, all your furniture's in the lawn. There's all bee things. Little teeny seats.
Susan Boyle.
What happened with her?
This fucking thing has legs, huh?
Who's Susan?
She does, yeah, 4 of them.
Beast.
The entertainment show's all over it for the third day. Getting a lot of exposure for the radio show there, huh?
Nice.
And not one person around here acknowledging it. It's so bizarre.
Mm-hmm. I know.
This is a worldwide story. You'd think one person here at SiriusXM would acknowledge that we just got huge attention for the company and our radio show.
Or the motherfucker who inspired the whole thing.
Damn.
What's up?
Dude, what happened? What was that?
I think it's fucking Fezzi's booger.
What?
I did eat it. Eat it.
What just happened? You grabbed a pen?
No, I fucking put my finger under the fucking counter.
Under the console? Oh, no. Someone wiped the slime onto their own cup.
It's a white fucking mucus substance.
That happens over here sometimes. Like
What is that?
I'll reach under and I'll feel something, and I'm like, I'll try to wipe it off on the wall before I even look, because I don't want to see a booger on my finger.
God.
Where is it?
That is so fucking
I just wrapped it up.
rude.
Dude, you found my fucking line. I can't deal with that shit. Where is it?
Damn. I would be
wrapped it up
running
in here.
I would run out of this studio like my head was on fire and fucking go to the bathroom and wash like I had that OCD.
Lick your finger.
No,
give you $5. Give it away.
Give it a good licking.
You know I'm a trooper most of the time on this stuff, but that just fucking grossed me out.
That's horrible.
I am so glad I finished eating.
I just went like this. I put my hand kind of underneath the counter.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And then all of a sudden I felt this soft thing, pulled it out.
The fucking third grade?
Huh?
It's like third grade where you're sitting at your desk.
Maybe it's not that, though. It might be one of those pieces of white plaque that builds up in between your teeth. Or do you ever go like, and a piece of the fucking white stinky food comes up? Like it just reeks?
Oh, someone's suggesting Fezzi jacks off under the console sometimes. So
I don't know. I think it was a white booger, man. Let's say hi to Jay Mohr. Hey, Jay.
Hi, guys.
What's going on,
what
buddy?
What are you doing there, Mr. Jay Mohr?
I'm just surprised at the amount of white boogers that there are at all. Like when you're a kid, you think they're all green.
Yeah, what is that? What is the white booger?
I don't know.
I remember what's the deal with white boogers?
Do you ever notice when you expect a boogie to be one color, it's another color? How you eat it anyway? Do you ever notice?
Oh, God damn, that's fucking disgusting.
Dude, that's fucking gross, man.
I know how much Anthony loves boogers.
I have such an aversion to snot, even my own. Like, I have to blow my nose in front of a mirror, but I can't look at it. But I want to just make sure I don't have anything, like, hanging, because that to me is a nightmare. And then I take the tissue and make, like, a reamy thing out of it, and I ream it out. And if something comes out like stringy, I'll sit there and go like, like it's disgusting.
That's weird, man.
I look like Arnold taking his eye out in Terminator when I'm in front of a mirror.
But that's your own boogers.
No,
I eat that shit.
Boogers fuck me up.
That's why
you'll
never find my boogers laying around because I eat them all.
I eat that shit. I eat it.
Hey Jay, you doing a little Gary Unmarried tour or what?
Yeah, I'm doing a radio tour. It starts like at 5:30 here, 8:30 your time. So I got up early to call you guys first because you guys weren't on my schedule. So I set my alarm to call you guys and kiss ass.
Yeah, why would we be on your schedule? Why wouldn't they put us on your schedule?
Know. I have no idea why.
You know what?
I have no idea why.
You know what I just watched the other night? I just watched. I was going around the Netflix thing at home, and I'm like, ooh, Go. I'm going to watch fucking Go.
You watched Go again?
Goddamn Jay Mohr in Go is so fucking good.
That's really good.
If you watch Street Kings, the one with Keanu Reeves, and then watch Go, my character in Street Kings looks like he raped my guy in Go.
There is nothing better than what's his name from fucking Armageddon naked, sitting on that bed asking you to smell his cologne.
Bill Fickner. And every time we did it, it took like 6 takes to do it without laughing, because every time he pulled me close to him, he pulled my hand towards his cock.
The fucking look on your face is priceless, man. It's great. I love that movie, too.
You feel that? I go, you feel what? He goes, that's right. I could be doing aerobics over here. You wouldn't even feel it. So how are the new studios, boys? We haven't spoken in too long, darling.
A little cramped, Jay.
Yeah, it's a little small.
A little cramped in here, but,
put us in a little, like, closet space.
We improvise, adapt, overcome.
That's right.
There's nothing else we can do. You know,
Jimmy?
Hi, buddy.
Norden.
Where are you this weekend, sweetheart?
Actually, in New York. I was supposed to be doing Virginia, but it canceled. I canceled it because of Leno, and then Leno moved my date, but so I couldn't get Virginia back.
It's a mess, Jay.
Yeah, so I'm here.
So he had to cancel Virginia. He had one guy showing up, and it was the sniper. So
exactly. All of a sudden, my biggest fan fell asleep. I particularly said I wanted him and Malvo sat up front, and they're like, well, one's dead, one's in jail. It just ruined my whole vibe.
Canceled the gig.
It was kind of a bummer, man.
It really was. I especially loved his new beard.
Wow, I've been talking to you guys in so freaking long. Opie, I've been trying to get you to follow me on Twitter for like a year.
What's Jay Mohr on Twitter?
What's your Twitter?
I don't have that one.
I'll do this right now for you.
I don't even have the Jay Mohr.
Jay Mohr.
Jay Mohr 37. I like Jimmy, following Jimmy, because basically every 15th tweet is a photo of stupid Kenny sleeping.
Isn't that great to keep track of?
I mean, look at this awful special person in an airport in Cincinnati.
What else are you supposed to do with this Twitter?
Kenny sleeps so stupid. It's amazing. I've never seen a fucking dumber face when someone's sleeping.
Did you get one where the mouth is wide open?
I got video of that. It's like, you can see him. I love his apnea. It's just murdering him in the back of the car.
Murdering.
Friggin' fish are being drawn into his lip. I think the lure.
You want to see the quiver of his lower lip is hilarious. He struggles for air, and I just refuse to wake him. I'm so happy. Can't wait till I just see him stop breathing.
You should put your hand over his face.
I'd love to.
Yeah, just pinch his nostrils.
Yeah, just give his nose a little pinch.
Yeah, see how he handles that.
A World of Warcraft convention in Anaheim.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then, Ozzy came out after me. And when I was standing on stage, I looked down and I realized I was standing on Ozzy's set list.
Oh, wow, really? Where was this?
It was at the Anaheim Convention Center. This is like months ago.
Okay.
It's been so long since I talked to you guys. But I'm like, doing my thing, and I got introduced like contest winners and stuff. And I look down and I see like Mr. Crowley, and I'm like, what is this? And then I realized, oh, those are drunk. Oh, Ozzy's coming out.
That's great, man.
Right.
Wow.
So then I looked at my wife, and she goes, you ready to go? And I go, we got to wait. We have to stay. Ozzy's coming. She goes, when's he coming? I said, he's coming out at 9:05, I was told. And they said, they go, well, that means like midnight. I go, no. I was told 9:05. Mr. Osbourne will be standing on stage at 9:05. We're fine. And they go, well, how long do you want to stay? I said, War Pigs is third, and then I'm good.
You had the set list, yeah.
What time did he come out?
Oh, he came out at 9:05.
Oh, good.
That must have been some convention, dude.
Oh, my gosh, what a bunch of neckbeards.
Just really fucking bad, huh? Were they dressed up like some of their characters and stuff?
It's amazing. I had to judge the sound-alike contest. It's basically like some guy sits on an airplane from Korea for 18 hours to walk out on stage and go.
Jesus. How did you even know what the sound was to judge it?
I do a complete fake job that I know what they're talking about.
There you go.
I just go, oh, you're going to do a blood elf female. That's terrific. Of course you are. And then they walk off stage, and I go, wow, that was awesome.
Where's my check? I'll be leaving now.
Yeah, Mr. Osbourne will be out at 9:05. He's going to open with Iron Man, and then it was Mr. Crowley, and then it was War Pigs. I knew if I got War Pigs, I'd be good for months.
That's the one right there.
Oh, my God, it was amazing. I'm just looking around like, do these people have any idea what's happening? Like, we're watching fucking War Pigs.
So was there a nice crowd for him at least?
No, it was horrible.
Oh, was it a small crowd?
No, it was huge, but it was just, they know him from the video game.
God.
They don't know him as
I realized the rock and rollers, they have a pretty good gig. They get to go, clap your fucking hands. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Clap your fucking hands.
Yeah, he just screams at the audience until they do as he says.
How great would it be to be like at the fucking DC Improv and go, laugh, you fuck.
Yeah.
Make your fucking bodies jiggle around. And then he squirted them all with, like, foam.
Oh, yeah, he blasted them.
Funny. And you can tell, like, you know, when it's malevolent or not. Like, there's always, like, some fucking nerd in 5 rows back that really bugs the shit out of him.
Yeah, you're wrecking his fucking, his troll costume.
Yeah. And Ozzy just fucking drills the kid and hoping the eyes stop flashing. God, I can't even talk. I'm so tired. How the fuck do you do it, you weirdos?
It sucks. Yeah, it's not fun, is it?
It sucks getting up this early.
Go ahead.
Did you find me, Ope?
I can't do it from here until the break. Yeah,
I'm following you now.
We'll do it.
I'm on the motherfucker.
We're on the motherfucker.
I put my dog up having sex with a stuffed animal last night.
Having sex with what?
I put a video of my dog having sex with a stuffed animal up last night.
Oh, great.
Hey, YouTube loves those type of videos. It might do well.
It's a cute dog. She's a girl dog, but she's pimping this little elephant out. But he's wearing wow. Well, we have very different conversations than we used to.
Yeah.
It's a dog humping. It's a girl dog, and she's humping a stuffed elephant, and the stuffed elephant's wearing a belly shirt. Looks like Robert Kelly on Fire Island.
Is that it right there?
Have you seen Robert? Hold on. Let's talk about Robert Kelly's Twitter photo. Who is that person? He looks like fucking Roberto Duran in that picture.
That sexy pointing picture. I told Bob I wanted to bite his face when I saw that. His smooth, perfect skin.
He looks like some gorgeous Puerto Rican, not some fatso from Southie.
Yeah, he lost some weight a while ago, and took these pictures, and now decides he's going to start eating again.
Yeah, he's gained a few back.
He's gained a couple of pounds back.
I mean, the lighting in the photos just right.
To the joy of every comic at the cellar, I'm sure.
And Keith Robinson, when Bob walked in, this is how Keith broke it to him. Bob walked in, and Keith turned around, looked at him, and went, good, you're getting fat again, stupid. And then turned back away and started talking to Colin again.
Do you remember Chappie, Jimmy? A guy named Chappie that used to work like at the Brockton Knicks.
No, I
Did he fly F-16s? Play the music, climb high, play the tape.
He's like
Iron Eagle joke. Sorry.
He's like a selfie guy, and I was in. We were all in my apartment, and everybody was playing PlayStation, and Keith Robinson was beating Chappie at Madden, and no one realized just how close Keith Robinson was to death, because Keith kept just teasing this member of the South Boston Mafia, God damn it, Chappie, don't run up the middle, god damn it, oh god damn it, Chappie, I'm whooping your ass. And then Chappie just kind of was getting bright red, and his veins were sticking out, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna throw it to my fullback right here. Oh god damn it, Chappie, I told you what I was gonna do. Keith can talk good as anybody.
He's like a fucking homeless guy in the park. He's a complete fucking shit talker. Playing chess with him was enraging, because I'd bring the queen out, and Keith would pick her up and go, let's see what color drawers she got on. And he'd picture queen up, and he looks underneath it like he's looking at her panties.
What an ass.
Awful.
Oh, Keith.
He was on Wanda. How was Wanda's show? Did you see it? Because he's a part of the Wanda show.
Is he really?
Yeah. Keith is a big part of that show.
What is he doing for it?
I heard sidekick, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't. It was only on Saturday. It's only one hour.
Hey, that's cool for him.
Yeah, they're very close. That's like his best friend.
Ooh.
Wow.
Nice to have
you go to J Mohr. I want to see his video. J Mohr 37. Danny. It's like his second tweet down. How's it sitting?
Yeah, that's my little gay dog.
Yeah, I want to check this out. Is it the second one down?
For the record, I did put a Rottweiler to sleep before I got this little one.
Oh.
It's a little Yorkie?
Yeah.
What? Why is it doing that if it's a female?
Feels good by it on the trunk.
Shit.
Dude, it's fucking filmed really well.
That's funny, Jay.
Very funny.
I guess that's a great indication.
That is fucking great.
Dude, I've seen a lot of these videos online. This one's really good.
That's funny, dude.
Go to J Mohr 37 on Twitter to check it out.
What a cute little dog.
I mean, it's adorable. What a lucky elephant.
That's funny, man. That's fucking funny. Who does ice cream and cake, by the way?
I don't know, but that'll give you a nice idea of how Gary Unmarried's doing when they're able to edit a fucking dog fucking video on a show night. I'm like, hey, my dog just fucked an elephant in a belly shirt. Could you take this to editing stats? Right away, Mr. Mohr. There's nothing going on in here.
Nah, the show's doing well, isn't it?
No, it's doing very good.
Yeah, all right.
Self-depreciating.
I understand.
Yes. Sort of like how Colin would be if he was in there just talking about Keith looking up with the Queen's skirt. What kind of panties does she have on?
Colin's finally coming back on Friday, I think.
Is he Friday? Good.
Yeah, he's finally coming back on our show.
Colin can't believe that he lost to a black man at chess that wasn't named Samuel Jackson. All right, let me go do rape kit and crawl space.
Yeah. Do your fucking rape kit and crawl space tour. What day? Give the big plug. What day? What the fuck are we gonna see?
I never call it the plug, gentlemen.
No, but I know that, but we're talking Gary Unmarried.
It's on tonight.
Tonight.
I call in. I want to know when Jimmy's performing.
I have no gigs until actually I have the 25th is the Stress Factory here in Jersey, night before Thanksgiving, and the 2 nights after are Chicopee and Boston, respectively, in after Thanksgiving.
You up there with Bill Blumenreich?
I am. He's a charmer with his fucking awful Magnum condoms.
Giant cock.
Oh, he's the worst. He's trying to fuck me out of a hotel room. Shut up. Staying. I don't have a liquor license. I don't care. Piss in a cup and serve that. It's not my problem, fucko.
He's like when he tells you stories, he's like the Larry Merchant of comedy.
What the fuck are we looking at now?
I don't know. There's a woman pretty much being raped by a dog.
Absolutely.
Well, this dog.
Oh my God, it's not mine. Hey, I want it also noted for the record that when that video came on, Anthony goes, "Oh, it's a cute little Yorkie."
It was. That dog's adorable.
But your video leads to other videos that are just horrific. This old lady
This old lady got knocked down and is being fucking humped by a retriever.
And there's nothing she could do about it. And then the fucking asshole with the camera is in the
And her friend is laughing at her.
Who wouldn't be?
I didn't want to tell you guys this, but that also was filmed on the set of Gary Unmarried.
Wow.
It just keeps surfing the web.
I actually, dude, I need some acting work. I'm pitching a character, which I'll call you about. It's, I want to be on your show, and I want to be a karate instructor named Chip Jefferson.
That's so funny.
Chip Jefferson, karate instructor.
Karate instructor.
Yeah.
But if you had
Sounds
one
great.
patch to put on your gi, what patch would you put on? Like, what would you use?
Fucking Cobra Kai, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like a big cobra?
That was badass.
I was trying to think of something
Kai.
TV friendly.
Fucking Daniel had a tree.
Yeah.
Fucking Cobra would kick the tree's ass.
Absolutely. Much cooler. Jimmy, what's yours, though? Jimmy's got one for you, Jay.
I'd probably put like a hand chopping with like the lines implying that wind was whooshing behind the hands. Like it's a quick wind whooshing karate chop. Chip Jefferson, karate instructor. And every time I walk in, I start off by going, yeah! And the audience laughs. Ah, it's Chip.
You stink.
That's good. And I always use karate analogies. You know, like if like I'm taking you guys somewhere and it's running late, I'm like, come on, let's get sidekicking here. Come on, that's good.
No, that's soft.
It's not good. Stinks on ice.
I like how Jimmy cleaned it up for a sitcom. Come on, let's get fucking sidekicking.
Yeah, I know. How do you say kick in the cunt on CBS? Well, you have to spell cunt with a K in the script.
Oh, man, you are a sidekick. That's half as mad at Chip's going to be mad at us.
Stop pointing your foot at my daddy's cunt!
What color underpants does your fucking queen have on, Jimmy? I'll see you fucking dopes later.
All right, Jay. See you later.
Jay, later, man.
Just the fucking, he's the best impressionist. He's the fucking
great,
funniest
man.
impressionist working.
And he just woke up.
Great.
L.A. time. 5:30 what? L.A. time, more or less. Jay Mohr. What? Gary Unmarried tonight?
What channel? I said CBS. It just says an improv. What network's it on? Is it Fox? Or is it CBS? Or is it ABC or NBC?
Well,
you want to name any more?
Yes. Is it TBS?
It's one of those.
Sci-fi.
Look it up for yourself.
That's sci-fi.
Hey,
it is CBS.
Yeah. What time? 9?
I don't know.
Central or Mountain?
Eastern. You fuck. What time is this show?
I'm seeing 8:30.
8:30.
It's an odd time.
Wednesdays 8:30.
Wednesdays at 8:30.
CBS.
Jay Mohr.
Check out our old friend Jay Mohr. Hey, Boyle Gate, day 3. We can do this because we got Penn Jillette coming in. We got Rob Halford. And remember Dr. Carroll?
Yes.
He stopped by because he's going to be on, Dr. Oz today?
Is he?
That
I was
dumb
just talking
TV
about how I have no idea who that is.
That dumb TV
Dr.
show.
Oz.
You like Dr. Oz?
I wouldn't know Dr. Oz if he fucking came in here and cut his own throat. Bled out on the carpet. Until someone ran in and said, why did Dr. Oz cut his own throat? I'd go, oh, that's him. That's him. I don't know.
Anyone got that fucking soap? Because I'm still thinking about
You
that.
are fucking disgusted, aren't you?
Yeah, man, that one got me. I ate gum off my own shoe. I've done all sorts of weird shit. But
gum. See, it sounds like cum, which would imply that someone came on your shoes and then you ate it off.
That I'm a cum eater.
But, no.
But yeah, someone else's snot. That's it for me. Fuck.
Ugh. That's disgusting.
All right, Boyle Gate, day 3. So Sharon Osbourne comes on. She says a few things about Susan Boyle. We all laugh and laugh and laugh. And now the world, literally the world is talking about it.
The world.
I'm not joking.
The planet Earth is talking about it.
If you look at the stats on the video, it's like it's one of the most viewed in all these fucking countries around the world.
I saw comments like, and then, it's the world.
We did more marketing with one lousy video than this Sirius XM has done for us. I remember when we came here, they're like, you guys aren't marketed, and we will change that. And let me tell you what XM wasn't doing for you, and we're going to do everything right for you. Blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Nothing has changed. Who are you kidding? We're still marketing ourselves and doing a pretty good job at it.
Yes.
So Inside Edition was all over it again, Anthony and Jimmy. Playing the clip and commenting because I guess Susan Boyle was booked to do Dance with the Stars and Kelly Osbourne's still on the show and Sharon usually sits on the front row. So they're like, oh boy, they're going to be face to face for the first time since the controversy.
Kelly didn't get the boot, did she?
I don't know. I used to watch the show when Chuck Liddell was on, and then when he got
smiling Chuck Liddell.
What a great line! That's a great line.
Do you love Susan Boyle? I mean, do you feel like she helped the show or not?
Jimmy started it.
Love her? Do you happy that she's
meanie?
Oh, I'm happy that I like everybody to do well, and even someone that looks like a slap dance with a moustache. It's like, God bless her. You go, girl. She doesn't like a hairy arsehole.
I don't know why they try to clean her up. I mean, keep her how she was.
That is fantastic. It's kind of hard to spin that. What did you mean when you said she was a hairy asshole face? It was a spiritual comment.
I didn't mean it to be taken in a bad way.
And she is a lovely thing.
I would hope so. Followed by God bless her.
God bless her. You just want to say God bless, and here's a Gillette razor.
I never noticed that she had facial hair.
Oh my God, she's fuzzy.
I get past the slap down.
I couldn't get past the fucking Gene Wilder wig.
Oh shit!
Sharon's loving it.
God bless her.
But we love her. Yeah.
All that.
But she's terrific.
Wow.
God doesn't give everyone everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But he gave her the talent.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Really shortchanged it on the rest of
with
it.
a fucking ugly stick.
Fucking ugly stick. He certainly did.
Holy Jesus Christ!
Why are you holding back?
Sharon, I need you to open up.
Yeah, you got to open up a little bit.
I gave Tiger Woods the ugly stick. Could you let this bitch around for a few hours?
Oh my God! You are out of control.
Wow, that is very refreshing.
Out of goddamn control.
Absolutely.
That's funny to hear.
She was just having a fucking good time.
She was being funny. We were all laughing.
Fucking idiots. So anyway, Inside Edition, it was day 3. Tries to talk to Kelly Osbourne about what her mother said. Now they're hunting.
Why?
Now they're hunting Kelly Osbourne.
Why?
Down. Let's see how it went down on the entertainment shows last night.
Kelly Osbourne is one of the final 5 on Dancing with the Stars, but will there be an awkward moment for her on tonight's show? Susan Boyle is the special guest. And Kelly's mother, Sharon, just blasted the singing sensation in a radio interview.
You just want to say God bless, and here's a Gillette razor.
Kelly's staying mum on the controversy.
I'm not talking about that.
But she does call Boyle an inspiration and says she's looking forward to seeing her performance.
What I find so sweet about it is you can tell that no matter what, she still really wants to do it.
Everything's got to end with a stinger and start with a stinger. And
this thing is so awful. They got to make sure they do something on it every night, right?
Every night.
And then Access Hollywood with Billy Bush. Yeah.
You know, your mother made this statement to Susan Boyle.
Kelly Osbourne's eye roll to LaToya, don't you think Maria says it all?
It's a TGIF fact. Following last night's Dancing with the Stars, Kelly says she supports her mom following Sharon's mean-spirited cracks about Susan Boyle on Sirius XM's The Opie and Anthony Show.
She's on the rest of it.
But Kelly appeared to have some misgiving.
But it's just one of those things, you know. She's my mom, and I have her back no matter what, but...
God, everyone's just talking about it.
Well, why are they asking Kelly about something her mother said? It had nothing to do with Kelly.
Yeah.
These fucking scumbags just want to keep it going. They are mad Sharon said it, and they can't stop playing it.
Because they know it's great.
God, are they fucking...
They know it's great stuff.
At least we play stuff and laugh about it and go, oh, this is great. Let's milk this one.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, milking it.
But they won't admit that. They're such shit.
If it was so horrible, the best thing they could do is just let it go away.
Yeah. Exactly.
And here's Susan Boyle performing on Dancing with the Stars, because, you know, she sings like an angel, Aunt.
She sure does.
She really sings like an angel.
Yes.
Welcome back to Dancing with the Stars.
Face.
The results. Our next guest is a Scottish singing sensation who created a worldwide phenomenon with her incredible voice.
With the U.S. television debut of I Dreamed a Dream from her upcoming album, please welcome
The hairy asshole face.
Doing good.
I dreamed a dream. Same fucking song with this? Get a new one.
Yeah, really.
I dreamed a dream and time gone by.
Calm down.
When hope was high.
How long are you going to be in the States? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Pull her head
I
off.
dreamed that love would never die.
Who the fuck wants to listen to this in their iPod?
It really, you know, she sings well, but it's drivel.
She sings good, yeah.
Oh, they had people dancing as she was singing?
Well, they need all the distractions they can,
Yeah, they certainly
get.
do.
Dancing with the Stars and singing by one, and I mean by weight. Fucking fat behemoth.
No, what had me going all day yesterday? The fucking, how do you put it? The backstage fucking Scottish dudes.
Oh, that guy
that you were imitating. That had me laughing all day yesterday.
Your cloved hooved animal.
Cloven hooves.
Rumor has it they were at Dance with the Stars behind the scenes. So let's go back to the song and
look at her fat
see if they have anything to
face.
say.
Wow. Yeah, she's getting They keep blurring her. Look at the hazy Vaseline lens they're using.
They found the Heart lens.
Look at that, yeah.
Remember the band Heart?
Yeah.
They made those pigs look beautiful with the Vaseline all over the lens.
Exactly.
That fucking hairdo. She has hairdo like D-Boy. She really bugs me.
D-Boy.
Susan Boyle bugs me.
It looks like...
What's your next song called? Suey? Suey? You fucking peg!
Nye.
You're a fucking peg!
Nye.
When I was young and unafraid.
I'll come over for first class fucking alpha and some slop. I need some slop before I go on the show. Cause I'm a peg.
Some slop. Who fucking cares about this boring song?
When you're backstage, what do? You see men and women. The bathrooms, men and women. Where's the fucking ugly cunt one? How do you take a piss if you don't know where the ugly cunts piss? You fucking animal! Now back to the fucking milking machine, you fucking cow. Back to the milking machine. Strap these to your udders and give us some breakfast milk, you fucking cunt.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. She's ugly.
Beautiful.
Yet she sings. Ugly. Yet she sings. Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. Wow.
What other songs are on her fucking stupid album?
Oh, well, she does Wild Horses.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, it feels good to laugh.
Is it all that your album is called Dream a Dream, yet you're every man's fucking nightmare? I see some fucking irony in that. You peg.
They should have had her perform in chains.
Oh, shit. Now, don't worry, those chains are made of high tensile steel. She can't break them. Do take a picture. You're going to annoy her. She'll break them. She'll eat the Empire State Building. See, she's as big as King Kong. That's the jerk.
Get us some.
That's my jerk.
Some breakfast milk, you fucking cow.
They should have the dancers perform on her back. Oh, fuck.
Well, I'm very happy for her.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever, man.
Oh, is that her album right there?
What do we got?
I dreamed a dream.
She does Creeping Death? Holy shit. That's cool.
Creeping Death.
Oh, that was another playlist.
She does Daydream Believer, the Monkees song.
Cry Me a River. This is all covers, right? Daydream Believer. Amazing Grace. Does she... Wild Horses. How many of these are covers, Ed?
The End of the World? What, the REM version?
No. It's the end of the world.
Can we hear any of them or no?
I have some clips.
Please?
Oh, we got clips?
Well, the album isn't out yet, but there's some clips on her website. If you go to SusanBoyleMusic.com.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Give me Daydream Believer.
All right.
Sounds like I dream a dream.
Daydream.
Funeral parlor music. This is supposed to be cheer up music. Cheer up, Sleepy Jean. It's depressing.
What a great fucking voice, though, man.
Cheer up. Ugh.
Holy shit. Give me another one.
Play another one we know.
How about, what do you want, Ant? Cry Me a River?
She does not do a song called Up the Mountain.
You want that?
Is that about her fucking last boyfriend, what he had to do to fuck her?
Give us The End of the World. Is that can't be the REM song, is it?
No.
Why does my heart
Oh, it's that
go
one.
on beating?
Exactly.
Oh, shit, with all that cholesterol.
That was right there.
Hit me by a nose.
Of my cry. Don't they know?
Chester's Liver, very confused. No, it's SusanBoyle.com, not TubGirl.com. Give us another one that we know. How about Amazing Grace? What do you want, Ed?
Holiday probably does amazing. Might as well. They're just short clips.
All right.
Go through whatever we know. Amazing Grace, Silent Night.
Yeah.
Amazing Grace.
Jesus.
How sweet the sound.
So she stays on key very good, but it's so dull. This is ponderous. Every song is like that.
There's an audience for this, unfortunately.
But now you're found. We're at the fucking restaurant, I bet. Put on Silent Night.
Oops, sorry.
I'm sure Silent Night was the time she said, "Who wants to fuck me tonight?"
Or what happened after she fucked a knight and rolled over on him.
Hey, can we do a duet? Ziggy doing Silent Night with Susan Boyle.
Oh, wow.
Can we work on that real fast? Maybe in production?
You might have to get time it right.
She's on the album cover. She's like, it's a kind of black and white shot, and she's holding her face like a 1991 comedian headshot, but it's to hide the fucking blubber.
Big jowls.
Yeah, it makes her face look a lot thinner because the hands are covering up a lot of chin.
And she's also next to 3 oak trees, which makes her face look slightly thinner. Not much. I wonder how many people were listening to Tony Orlando and went and tied a ribbon around her face that was yellow by accident. I had to say sorry, madam. You're an old oak tree.
Dan, very confused. Shit. Dan the trucker, you seem confused. What do you got?
What's the matter?
Well, I'm confused. Is this Peter Doyle singing Putting on the Ritz?
Peter Boyle.
It's Susan Boyle. Let's go to Roach. Roach.
Well, first off, I completely understand why you're doing this, but you're saying that you don't understand why they won't let it die, but you keep doing it over and over again.
No, we understand.
We understand. This is good radio for us. We completely understand. And what they're not being honest about, they're continuing the stories about Susan Boyle and Sharon Osbourne because it's really good TV for their purposes. And they're not helping Susan Boyle by playing the clip night after night after night. That's the difference, my friend.
Right.
I think she should really sing. Her next song should be Goodbye Horses.
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
That stopped me in my tracks.
I actually didn't hear it.
All right. Hey, we got Susan Boyle's sister on the phone. Lady Trucker.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Anthony,
I don't like your new character.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, thank you. Because you're a fucking animal yourself. How do you work the pedal with cloven eaves? Do you have to have a special truck seat made to fit your curly little tail through it? Did you, you fucking mess?
Curly little.
Is it true you can only haul half of your load because your ass takes up the other half of the trailer? Is that true? I bet it's true. You're fucking fat.
Get out of here.
Is it true you have to get out of your truck when they weigh it? The scales can't take the weight.
Let's go to Iggy. Iggy.
Yeah, boys.
Hey, Iggy.
He's bloody looking like a freaking ogre. Later, boys.
Yeah, she is a wreck. Well, she did a great job, I guess. What are you going to say?
What do you want from us? All right. Well, yeah, we could do this maybe. Let's try this. John in Ohio. John.
Shark is on the stage. Cage goes on the stage. You go in the stage. Farewell, and a doing your fair.
You had a great idea there.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Susan Boyle saw her eat a rocking chair once. I was on a monkey cage. Some kind of half-assed astronaut. Susan Boyle goes on the stage. You're on the stage. Dar Susan Boyle. Farewell and adieu to you, fair Spanish lady.
How great is that scene when Shaw just starts singing fucking Lady of Spain?
Oh, I know. That's great. She can't sing with 3 barrels in her. Not with 3.
Tony not happy with us. Tony in Jersey. What's your problem, Tony?
Shit, I know this
Oh,
one.
man, you guys are killing me with this Susan Boyle, man. You can't get off the subject. You're beating a dead horse face.
Funniest listeners in radio. Right here. Don't look any further.
Yeah, but that's bullshit, because by doing that, he's making a joke.
Literal.
I know. Literal Jimmy.
My name's not Jimmy.
Oh.
Karate instructor Chip.
Chip. I forgot his name already.
Chip Peters?
Chip Jefferson.
Oh, I would... Was it Jefferson?
No.
Peterson?
I don't remember. What was it?
What the fuck was it?
Did anyone just decide to list all of Jimmy's characters on, like, his Wikipedia or something?
There is actually a guy who did it.
Is there a whole list of all of your characters?
Yeah.
Because now there's a new one to add.
Harry Chuttlebutt listed all my characters.
Get that name fast, boys. They go quick. Let's say hi to Larry King. Larry!
Yes, hello, Susan. How important is it that you're regularly milked? Do you do?
Yeah, that shit goes bad in those cows.
Yeah.
That could make them sick.
We got some Shrek 2 jokes come in. What do we do? Should we go to break and get Dr. Carroll in here?
Yeah, let's do that. We got guests
We got
today.
Penn coming. We got fucking Rob Halford.
Yeah, we got a busy fucking day today.
Very happy Rob Halford.
Rob Halford's, he's got a clothing line that he's promoting, sir. Yes. And an album.
Yes.
I actually like...
Do you? What?
I saw them with Heaven and Hell last year after my sinus surgery. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, really?
Amazing live.
For cranking that shit out,
Dude,
huh?
it's fucking uncanny. They opened with like electric eye. I was like...
Don't say can when he's gonna...
I would ask him about that.
Are you?
Of course.
Hell fucking no.
Yeah? How? How are you gonna approach that situation?
Yeah, let's just...
I'm being gay?
Yeah, fuck
I'm dying to ask him about it.
I'm just gonna make believe he's not gay.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let's just make believe he's not gay.
I would crack up my gay lovers by putting a little goatee on below the head of my dick so it looks just like my head. Because he has a little goatee and a big bald head.
I did crack somebody up doing that.
Holy shit, Ed.
It was fun. It was fun watching you shame spiral, you cunt. Look at you.
What
your stupid joke. You couldn't even fucking tell a funny joke.
Jesus.
You fucking twat.
Wow. What happened? Mark the trucker. Marky. Jesus.
How you doing, boys?
All right, Mark.
Finally hit the wall.
It had a good run, though.
A whole truckload of Susan Boyle impersonators squealing away across Manitoba up here.
That's pretty...
All right, he's hauling pigs.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We're all in third grade today. It's fun, isn't it?
Oh my God! I'm writing a book about that. Improper teeth brushing can lead to sensitive teeth.
You're writing a book about it?
Yes, I was always using the wrong end of the brush. I'm like, why are these bristles tickling my palm?
Your gums are bleeding.
They certainly are. I would use a steak knife to carve the food off.
Well, apparently, Fox 5 Health is doing a story on your thing there.
Everyone just brushes their gums right off.
I'm gentle.
They didn't figure out a good toothbrush when they were inventing the toothbrush.
Dude, when I was fucking grow up, they didn't call me Gentle Gums Jimmy for nothing.
Really?
Yeah, I always wore a shirt that would talk about how gently I brush my gums. Oh, boo.
Thanks for joining me in that foxhole.
Joining you, fucking
bombs going off all around me.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I couldn't have left well enough alone. I had to throw a grenade to it.
Let's go to Danny in Philly. Danny.
I want y'all to look at this singing lump of shit.
All right. Nice.
Fucking platoon.
Why aren't you stomping Susan Boyle's guts out?
Fucking guy.
His facial hair allowed in the barracks. You look like about 550 pounds of chewed bubble gum, Private Boyle.
Private Boyle. Holy shit.
That guy delivered and then threw his cell phone on the ground. He's out.
Thank you.
He's
Good
out.
night.
With that, let's go to break. We'll get Dr. Carroll in here, and then Penn Jillette, and then Rob Halford. So, wow. All within the next hour and a half. That's crazy.
Your days of listening to Susan Boyle Rottenface are over.
Thanks for that one in there.
You can give your heart to Jesus, but your fat belongs to Susan Boyle.
You think they're going to play this on Access Hollywood? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. I wish they would. I'd do it in person for them. Susan Boyle, 032, eating. Congratulations, you made it. When she was singing, congratulations, Private Boyle. We finally found something you do well. Because you dreamed a dream. Private Boyle has not only disgraced herself.
Yeah, it's great.
Chip Jefferson is killing today.
Yeah.
I think that was the name. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think it is. Let's take a break.
Cool, man.
And we'll do something different.
Yes.
Next. What a show so far. Fuck.
Fun.
Hurts from laughing. We got Dr. Aaron Carroll in studio. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Now, some people might be going, who? Because we have a lot of doctors on the program.
Well, we were supposed to, have a nice debate between him and you last time he came in.
About health care.
But the problem, you had the worst timing, though, because Anthony went off, the 2 hours before you got here on Obama and health care and all this stuff, and then you come in and, Anthony already fought the fight, so he just kind of let you...
And the odd thing now that I know more, I'm totally behind this new healthcare thing.
Are you really?
Fuck no!
Shut up! You're shocking me. I'm terribly.
You're doing Dr. Oz today?
Yeah, they're taping later this afternoon.
What are you doing for him?
He's doing some stuff on medical myths, which is more the books.
Medical myths, and that's the book you wrote.
Exactly.
I like that book. It's on my toilet.
Really?
It's a good toilet
You'd
book.
be shocked how often that's where people put it.
I'm not even kidding. It's a good toilet book. It's called Don't Swallow Your Gum.
Don't swallow your gum. Yeah,
right.
there is certain gum, people. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's okay to swallow the other stuff.
You keep making the mistake. No one else is making the mistake, you weirdo.
Teasing, of course. Books like that are great, though, in the bathroom because it's not like a novel where you have to sit there and you read a few items.
And you move on.
You wait till the next time you're gurgling.
See, I'm a quick shitter, so it's perfect.
Oh, me too. Perfect. Chapter's I think 2 pages.
Yeah, I'm good for 2 pages when I'm taking dumps.
Now, the title itself, Don't Swallow Your Gum, big medical myth, or is it fact?
No, it's total myth. The body's incredibly good at getting things from one end to the other.
Yeah.
Anything you swallow, even if it's not digestible, and there's lots of stuff that's not digestible, goes right through you.
Now, let me explain something, too. I think don't swallow your gum, maybe it's a myth, but that it won't screw you up or stay inside you, because there are some things that say it's stored inside you and it never leaves and blah, blah, blah. But I will say one thing. I remember I swallowed my gum once as a young teen, and it got caught in my ass hair.
On the way out?
Yes. Yes.
Fucking swarthy Jenny.
How much fucking hair you got back there?
I'm not talking like... I'm not saying that there's hair enough to ponytail back there. But I'm a guy. Most guys have hair back there, and it did stick in my hair.
What did you wipe with? Glue traps?
I swear to you that I've talked about this book so many times. That is the first time anyone's ever come up with a legitimate thing that actually makes me think about, my God, that...
Thank you.
Yes, of course, they've done those studies on that, but...
You need an addendum.
That seems like a legitimate problem for people that might be swallowing gum.
Yeah, because it kind of comes out... there isn't much to break down, I guess. Or do the stomach acids break down gum?
No, stomach acids won't. It's pretty much indigestible. But still, it should be surrounded by shit. I mean, it's not like it's...
Yes, but it wasn't encased. I think it was one of those things. You ever see, if you eat sausage and peppers, sometimes the pepper is just right on the outside. Sort of
like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah. or like fucking pinstriping.
But you would think it would still be covered by mucus or something, that it came through, but still was just sticky.
All right, maybe I had to break off midway. Sometimes you got to do that, and it's just a wreck anyway.
Maybe if you wiped it into the hair.
Or something like that. But regardless of how it happened, it happened.
How'd you get rid of it?
And it was, I just kind of sat there for a while, tugging with the toity paper and kind of pulling it out. It hurt. I was plucking
the old remedies of putting ice on it to freeze it off.
Yeah, freeze it. Try some peanut butter and then get your dog in there to... Yeah, that was... so when I read that, I was like, wow, that's a myth. I go, but I did have a problem.
Usually people are thinking about it getting stuck in your stomach for 7 years. You're the first person I've met that's worried about it getting stuck in his ass hair.
Thank you.
Give me a few more from this book. Some good ones, though.
Well, the one that still disturbs me the most coming up on Thanksgiving is that turkey makes you sleepy.
Yes, everybody
totally not true.
They talk about the tryptophan in it, and it makes you sleepy.
And see, everybody knows that.
But why are we all sleepy?
First of all, turkey doesn't have a lot of tryptophan. It has no more tryptophan than chicken or ground beef. And it has less than cheese or pork products. But the ham and cheese sandwich, nobody would ever say make you sleepy.
I fall asleep mid-bite when I eat cheese.
Even more shocking, though, if you buy tryptophan as a sleep aid, it says on the side of the box, you have to take it on an empty stomach. Because tryptophan is incredibly poorly absorbed with food.
Really? So it doesn't matter.
Getting tryptophan in turkey in a huge meal would be the worst way to try to get tryptophan to get you to go to sleep.
So why have they been saying this for all these years?
Because probably, first of all, if you eat a huge meal, you might get sleepy.
Yes.
And if you drink a lot, you might get sleepy.
Exactly.
Both of which are likely to occur on Thanksgiving, and they just decided it had to be the turkey.
You ever sit there?
Stuff just gets invented. It's
crazy.
They
call it like a food coma. You sit there, you ate a lot, and then you plop down on the couch or something, and you're just kind of all full of food and everything. That I think. But the thing is, now with Thanksgiving coming up, there's got to be one idiot that has to mention it every time. You know, the tryptophan, and you're like, now I'm going to have to go, excuse me, you're wrong. And then there's going to be a big argument and be a problem.
But it'll be on every show, every newscast will mention, every magazine will have it. It'll be on comedy.
It is known now as fact.
Yes, which is why I think it blew. That was the one I think that totally disturbed me the most. That when I actually found out that wasn't true, it almost, I don't want to say like blew my mind, but it's just.
Well, yeah, calm down.
It disturbed me. Well, because you just know it's true.
Yeah.
And so when you find out that it's not, it sort of just
like Santa.
What else isn't true?
I want to move on. Where are you at with the healthcare thing, man?
You know what? This is ever going to. I might agree. I think it's a mess too, but I think we probably think it's a mess for different reasons.
Anthony blames blacks.
Yes. Well, I don't.
Obviously. No, I think it's very partisan. The politics that they're playing back and forth, and now it's just a complete wreck. There's compromises being put in. There's things that are being put into the bill that have nothing to do with health care.
That old gag.
And
see, this is where I think we're going to disagree, because I think the reasons that you don't like it probably aren't as problematic as they probably are. I think that the reasons I don't like it are completely different. But why? What are the things you think that are in there that are wrong?
Well, I don't like the fact that it's going to cost me more money as a taxpayer up in the upper echelon of the tax bracket, which I'm already, by the way, feeling the effects of the Obama administration and again the Democrats here in New York. And I now pay a MTA commuter tax that I drive in. I fucking drive in. I pay street taxes. I pay tolls to get into the city. I pay for park. I pay for everything. So why the hell am I paying for the trains? But I digress.
I think, honestly, first of all, you're one of the few people I'd probably speak to that, with the House bill, would actually see an increase in tax.
Yes, cost.
I give you that.
The cost of this health care.
But the Senate bill, I bet, if the Senate bill's way of paying for it, the excise tax on high cost insurance, I will bet solid money that the insurance you get from SiriusXM is not going to qualify for that tax.
Wait, insurance from SiriusXM? What?
No.
Hello?
No.
No, I don't get insurance.
But I will bet still that your health insurance probably doesn't cost as much as the really, really high ones.
Yeah, well, I'm a business.
Right.
I'm incorporated. I run a business. I have health care for my business.
Right.
And, it's whatever it costs. It's a lot of money.
I don't deny that, but the tax, the health insurance they're going to tax in the Senate finance bill is incredibly expensive insurance. And it's very likely that insurance will start coming down to be below that cap. So I bet there's a good chance you won't actually have to pay that tax.
Are you going to be able to keep your own insurance under this bill? Did you read all fucking 6 feet of papers?
Yes, actually, I'm probably one of the few people that has. So again, it depends on what kind of insurance you have now. Is your insurance?
Oh, it depends. Fuck it. What if I enjoy the insurance I have? What if I like the insurance I have?
The insurance you have, my insurance, I lost my insurance this year. They change companies. That happens all the time.
Yeah, they always like
private insurance changes all the time as well.
But what if I enjoy the insurance I have right now?
If the private insurance keeps it, then you can keep it.
But now also, how are the insurance companies going to compete against a government insurance company that is, in essence, cheaper?
Right.
This will probably undermine the insurance companies, which probably isn't that good of a thing. I think less choices will be out there, and I don't want to be under the government's insurance. I don't want to be.
That's fine, but you got 4 things going on there. The first of all is you're talking about the public option, which may or may not make it in. The second is you're saying whether or not it can compete and drive private insurance companies out of business. Personally, I feel if the government can push money around, which is really all insurance is, and do it cheaper than private insurance companies, why should I have to pay more?
Cheaper is never better when it comes to the government, by the way.
Insurance.
Never.
To insurance?
To insurance, that's what I mean.
It's just pushing money around. That's all it is. The insurance doesn't cure any disease, doesn't make any drugs, doesn't do anything. It's just pushing around.
Nothing the government does is done better than a private entity can do it. It just isn't. Government, there's too many redundancies, red tape, bullshit, fucking 20 layers of management.
What do you mean? What does quality mean in insurance? What does good insurance get us? What does it produce at the end of the year?
It means, can I go and if I'm Ted Kennedy, get fucking brain surgery at the drop of a hat? No
that has nothing to do with insurance.
Oh, really?
No, come on. Whether or not you can get the best doctor or whether you can weasel yourself into the best clinic has nothing to do with insurance and all about who you are and what kind of influence you have. That has not, whether or not I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield or Anthem doesn't determine whether I can go downtown and see which doctor for the most
really?
part. No.
Some doctors don't accept certain insurance.
That's true, but let's be honest, if there was only one insurance, they'd have to take it.
Yeah, but is that...
They'd have to. So once you eliminate the insurance, that's not what gets you in to see the good doctor's influence. I bet you have influence.
You think I'm not talking about, I do talk personally a lot, but I'm talking the big picture, especially, again, of the country itself.
Again, but you brought up competition again.
For America.
Fine, but you brought up competition again, and the truth of the matter is that in 94% of insurance markets in the United States, there are only 1 or 2 options of where to buy insurance. It's a myth that there's a lot of competition right now, because in most places you're stuck with whatever's available. In fact, most jobs, you really only get 1 or 2 options anyway, which is how most people get insurance. We're not getting a lot of competition. A public option theoretically would offer another choice or competition.
What's public option mean exactly?
Now you're forcing me to defend the public option, which I hate doing.
What exactly is it?
The public option would be the government actually acting as an insurance agent, providing another type of just insurance to people through the insurance exchange that would compete with private insurance. It would be like not Medicare, but another public plan like Medicare, which everybody could buy, and then it would be
instead of just taking over insurance.
Why do they want to do why do they want to cover everybody, or why don't they just cover people who can't afford regular insurance? Why aren't they just doing that?
Because that's a bad deal. And that's to some extent what they do right now. Because people who are poor, for the most part, or people who are uninsured tend to be unhealthy and less healthy than people who do have insurance. So right now, private insurance covers about 2/3 of people in the United States. It only pays for about 1/3 of care. The government, on the other hand, covers 1/3 of people and pays for 2/3 of care. That's a bad bargain, and it's not good economics, and that's why it's a bad risk.
Why don't they just give tax incentives or something like that for the insurance companies to take on, or whatever it is that would cause the insurance company?
Democrats giving incentives.
Why don't they do that to get the insurance company to cover people who can't afford it? Can't the government do it that way, where they're...
Well, to be honest, without the public option, which may or may not get passed anyway, depending on how things go, that's what you're sort of getting. They're saying, you know what we're going to do? We're going to give everybody up to 400% of the poverty line subsidies. We're going to give them money so that they can go buy private insurance, and that way everybody will get insured.
No, but you can't just give them money because they'll spend it where they want to spend it.
No. They have to. It has to be given directly to the...
It will be... Now, will it be, in essence, illegal to not be an insured American?
Yes.
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 Isn't that interesting?
No.
Isn't that very interesting?
We do that with car insurance all
I know,
the time.
but there is a liability as far as
it's not
hitting
illegal.
somebody.
It's not illegal. You have to pay a fine. I mean, it's just like paying...
pay a fine.
Right.
It's the government.
There's lots of things in the United States we make people pay fines.
I know, but you know something? And people got annoyed when they made us wear seatbelts, which, by the way, is something that... is just kind of a safety issue. It is a safety thing. And insurance on cars, obviously, if somebody T-bones you and it's not your fault, you want somebody to pay.
Sure.
When it's your own health, your own insurance that you're talking about, to make it a finable offense, as stated by the government, to not have health insurance is insanity to me.
Again, you're sort of forcing me to defend their position, which is not what I would want to do.
Exactly.
I don't like the mandate much more than you do, but there's...
Mandate? Hey, is he here yet? What?
Well,
I'm sorry.
You do like the mandate. You have to you must get everybody into the insurance pool. Healthy people and sick people. Because you need healthy people's money to pay for sick people. That's how insurance works. And so there's 2 ways to do that. One is the Medicare way, where we just say, you're all in, we'll figure it out later, we'll tax you. The second way is to say, okay, we're going to not tax everybody, but you're all going to have to be in, so you got to pay and buy it yourself. To be honest, usually conservatives, and in the past, conservatives had defended the mandate as a much better way to do it than to do it through everybody in, which is what Medicare does. Now, of course, through partisan fighting, they don't want that anymore, but you have to have everybody in. You can't allow healthy people to opt out.
To.
If you want a viable healthcare system that works, because you must have healthy people money to pay for sick people. When you crash your car,
Yeah,
the money to pay for it comes from people that
didn't crash their car. That's the only way insurance would work. Right.
When you get sick, you must have healthy people to pay for it. If we let all the healthy people hang out until they get sick and then come in, that won't work.
But there have been usually healthy people. They have insurance, like you said. The healthy people are usually a little better off.
But a lot of the uninsured, a lot of the uninsured, and this will feed into some of your things we want to do, a lot of the 49 million uninsured are healthy people. A lot of them. The vast majority of them.
Yeah, sure.
We need them in there because a lot of them are young people.
Primarily younger people that came off of their parents' insurance.
And so we need them. We need their money. We need to pay for everybody who's not well.
Yeah, that's how it's a socialism type of an idea, though.
It is very socialist. And to think that if you're a young guy, you get out of college, you leave your parents' insurance. Now you're mandated to buy insurance. Now, these are the times in your life where, of course, any tragedy can happen. Something can go wrong, whatever. But to play the odds like that, odds are you're probably going to be okay.
Right.
To not have to shovel money out for a few years is a good thing. It's forcing people, like you said, forcing the healthy to pay for the sick. That is socialism, like forcing the rich to pay for the poor, forcing the people with food to feed the hungry. That's socialism.
It's not technically. I mean, it depends again. Well, it depends because socialism is the
semantics.
Well, that's
Dr. Semantics.
Socialism is, the government owning or running parts of businesses. In this case, it's not social. I mean, they are saying you must comply and you must go buy private insurance.
Well, let me tell you
it's more government regulation than you would like.
Say that's semantics.
But government regulation doesn't mean social.
No, can I jump in and ask a question? Just a question that you might be able to answer.
Sure.
You. This is something is it like socialism in the sense that saying if you drive you must have insurance? People would say, well, that's socialist to make people have insurance if they drive. Is it kind of like misinterpreted as being socialist?
I think we've stretched the definition of socialism to include anything that involves government regulation. And there's lots of things we regulate with government that is not
There's
socialist.
A difference between government regulation and just in the short time Obama's been in there, how many fucking companies have been taken over by the government?
That's socialism. You're getting no argument from me, but that's not the same thing. Just to swing it all the way over and say healthcare. If we had Medicare for all, if we said everyone's going to get Medicare, it's mandatory, we're going to tax you, it's socialism in terms of health insurance. It's socialized financed care. That's not what we're doing. We're saying you must go either buy private insurance or pay a fine that's, I think it's like 2.5%.
When you say you must, therein lies the problem. No, that kind of is. When the government tells you must do something, especially paying in, money to take care of other people that don't have it, that to me is socialism.
Do you think the draft is socialism?
What?
If we said you must be part of the draft, is that socialism?
No, not necessarily.
If we say you must pay sales tax, is that socialism?
Well, it depends on how much tax and where it's going.
If we say you must go to school until the age of 18, is that socialism?
Can I jump in quick? Sales tax is done on things purchased, though. Sales tax is you make a decision to purchase. So to say you have to pay in is like saying if you make a decision to purchase, you have to pay in. The decision is not here when it comes to
healthcare. If you must get vaccines to go to school, is that socialism?
Well, a lot of the things you've pointed out are things that people sometimes don't do and don't have to do.
They're hardship exemptions, but they're even in this law. There are hardship exemptions.
I don't even mean hardship exemptions. I mean fucking homeschooling. Look, I don't want to go to a public school.
I'm saying there are ways for a small percent of the population to get out if they truly put. There are always ways.
I don't like the fact that I'm paying school tax and I don't have a kid.
Well, but you do. Is that socialism?
Yeah, to me, I consider that being very socialistic because I'm paying, but I am getting something out of it. I'm getting a neighborhood without raucous kids running around fucking my house up.
Well, theoretically, you get something out of everybody having healthcare as well. So I have to get something
out. Do I? Higher taxes?
No, but I mean, if you want to take it down the line, a healthier society, theoretically, more people should be working, therefore we should have more productivity and taxes might come down.
There's not even enough jobs out there for the 10% that aren't working now.
Today, you're correct.
Oh, and with Obama taxing the shit out of the rich, which in other words means the people that employ people, the unemployment rate will continue to go up, by the way, and even with the economy springing back, you're going to see unemployment stay where it is because people all they're doing is firing people. That's why companies, have you heard companies are actually making a little more money? They say I think we're there's a light at the end of the tunnel thing. They're making do with paying less people less money to do the same work.
Right.
That doesn't take care of the unemployed people.
Correct. But that has nothing to do with health insurance or health care.
Well, it's just another form of taxing.
That's when you're talking about nationalizing banks or doing stuff like that. I'm not going to even argue that. Some of that stuff is socialism. This is not.
It's going to cost companies like me more money. I am going to then have to not employ people.
Why will it cost a company like you more money?
Like me? Because I am always the first to get nipped at. Companies that make money, the wealthy, they are the ones that get the hands shoved in their pockets to subsidize. Where are all these billions of dollars for this healthcare coming from?
Well, they're coming from either pulling back on Medicare Advantage, which is just waste. You should be thrilled about that. And the second thing is that you're right. They're either looking at one of two types of new taxes, either the income tax in the House bill or the excise tax on high cost insurance in the Senate bill. But again, you're forcing me again to defend that's not how I do it. It's like this is I think
you're trying to completely separate the healthcare issue from everything else that Obama, the Democrats, and the liberal left have done since they've taken over.
Why can you not do this independent of that? Why can we not do this? And I mean, I don't care what they're doing.
Because it's part of the same project. It's part of the same tax spend, very left, very socialist thinking. It's just part of that whole picture, which I don't think is good for this country. It cuts down on competition, which has always been a very healthy thing for the country.
This is not so much tax and I mean, at least they're making an effort to try to make this not cost money to the deficit in the future. It's actually far less tax and spending than what I think you've seen over the last 8 years previously.
Can I ask you a question about this? You say making people pay who are like 20, or the percent that's healthy and not insured.
Yep.
Is the thinking behind forcing them to join, if they have to pay and have insurance, even if they quote unquote don't want it, because if they get sick, we're going to pay for it.
Exactly.
Almost like that's the same thinking where if you're driving and you don't have insurance and you hit me, someone's paying for it. It's almost like by not paying into the system, I'm going to use it if I get sick. We're not, as a society, just going to let you sit on the side of the street and die of a gunshot wound or die of cancer.
Exactly, but they will bill you. You can walk into an emergency room and get treatment. Anyone in this country can do it. You're going to get billed.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of people, you're going to get billed.
Most people who truly have catastrophic injury, they don't pay it. They can't pay it.
Well, then what the fuck? That ain't my problem.
Well, it actually is. You're paying for it in taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Fix that shit.
Well,
no, they're
not going to. They're not going to.
Oh, my God.
And own that. No one's going to do that. No one is going to say, you know what we're going to do? We're going to say if you get sick, you're out of luck.
Well, mine's a fascist plan, and his is a radical liberal plan, a socialist plan.
Oh, I'm actually impressed you own the fascists.
I do. I'm proud. I'm proud of my fascist thoughts.
Well, that's the difference between you, I think, and most of the people in power. They won't own the fascists. So it's
own that fascism. I tell you, after even that quick little glimpse we got from Election Day this past. Election Day. I said Election Day twice.
Why wouldn't you?
It's still fun to say. Real for you.
Do you sense people getting a little nervous at this healthcare thing and how much energy Obama is putting into it? And we have other things going on that need his attention, and this healthcare thing is just the only thing that's really being pounded on.
I'm not nervous about that because I think that, there's plenty of people working in government who are all working on different things, and the truth of the matter is that most of the people we see every day, Congress people, senators, the president, it's not like they're doing the actual work that actually gets the stuff done. So no, I'm not worried that stuff isn't getting done.
Apparently they're not reading the fucking bills either, which is nice.
It's disturbing too. I'm not arguing it. I mean, but I think the truth of the matter is that I'm disappointed, and I think that people are getting skeptical because this bill is just not enough. It's not going to do what everybody thinks it's going to do.
You don't think it's enough?
I don't think it's going to do enough good. I think it's going to cost too much money. And so, at that point it just becomes, do more good than nothing? I do think so.
Well, that seems to be the same problem that Clinton had, and even more so. Clinton didn't even get this far. But the compromises that have to be made don't make it effective, even if I thought it was going to be effective.
Right.
Let's say I thought the Obama health care plan was going to be effective. With the compromises that have to be made between party politics, it just won't be what it's supposed to be
Now, I know you hate the socialism, but every other country in the world has a system I think you would define as socialism, regardless if it's socialism or not. And they all cost less, they all cover everyone, and they all achieve better outcomes for the most part.
But I've just heard horror stories of people like you're averaging out care. So instead of you working in this country, America's a lot different than every other country. I think it's based on success, it's based on opportunity and luck. I've said this before. Right. And when you attain a certain level in this country, you just are entitled to more. I sound like a fucking entitled ass, but you know something? But you can still do that. That's what gives you drive and ambition, is to attain something. So once you attain that, I don't want this thing that's been run through a capacitor where healthcare now is just this level playing field where I might not get as good a healthcare as I can get because this guy has to get the same health care that I'm getting.
But most other countries, and I mean the ones that are doing a really good job, don't have that. I mean, the people at the top, they're getting phenomenal care. I mean, really, really good. You hear horror stories, but, anecdotes are anecdotes.
They always talk about the, like breast cancer in Canada. Right. Oh, my God, women have to wait until,
but they
they're
don't.
Fucking dead.
That's not true. They do wait for some procedures which are elective, not for breast cancer, not for things. That's just not true.
And now the elderly. How about that whole argument?
That is completely, that one is just the biggest joke of all. Is
that it?
They do not ration at all about the elderly.
Is that the same thing as the reason they're not handing out flu viruses to people over 50 years old? That it's only, yes, that right now it's between the ages of, I believe, 12 and 50. They have supplies for that, and that's who's getting.
That's the actual opposite. Those are the people who are not getting the vaccine.
Yeah, I think it's babies and old people, right?
Yeah, it's exactly right.
Babies and old people. Kenny couldn't get it. Kenny could not get it.
I was hearing about on 1010 Wins, my friend, that there's a cutoff point.
Yes, for not getting the group that you just described are the ones not getting it. They're not prioritized.
Check my facts!
Go for it.
Because Kenny was saying because Kenny's 52, and he said that he couldn't get it, I think because he wasn't old enough.
Old enough. It's the elderly, it's young people,
it's people who are getting
women,
sick.
And it's healthcare workers.
It's people who are getting sick, and there's not enough to go around, so I probably couldn't get it.
Backwards?
Yeah, I think you did.
Fuck me.
That's tough in an argument.
This is how these bad things happen.
That hurt
me. This is how it all happens.
That's a bad one.
That's one.
That was a slip up on the witness stand.
Anthony has to get up off the canvas. Because that wasn't a knockdown. That was one you threw in.
Slip up on the canvas. You gotta
shake that one off,
Yeah, well, God damn it. I wouldn't mind this if it was the other way. Oh, it is.
Well,
I still mind it. Correct me.
Yes. So anyway,
I'm just watching how I'm getting completely hammered.
Why? Who cares? You humiliated yourself and the show. Big deal. No, go ahead. Just fucking. Doc, you want to just?
I'm just gonna let him hit himself.
Right. The whole show was counting on you, and you let us down.
No,
you let us all down.
I'm telling you. Okay. Anyway, so those things don't happen in other countries.
Excuse me while I do a message board personectomy. There we go. Bye-bye, asshole.
Are they killing you on the fucking...
Oh, of course they are.
Where are we at with this thing, though? Is this ever going to get passed?
Yeah, it'll get passed. I think if they strip the public option out of it tomorrow, it would get passed immediately through the Senate.
Really?
And so I think that may be where they go. I think that they'll bring this to committee and they'll...
I think... Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Well, but that's the thing. It's not going to do as much as everyone thinks it does. It's absolutely not going to contain costs. We haven't even started, healthcare in the United States costs $2.5 trillion a year. A year.
Perhaps.
16% of GDP. All these bills, we're talking about the difference between like 80 or 90 billion a year. That is chump change compared to the 2.5 trillion we're spending.
Will it cut down? Because people like Anthony worries about, and I worry about it too, like, good doctors not making the money they should make, which keeps them here. Will it cut down on their malpractice insurance? Because they pay a large amounts of money. Will they have to pay less money in malpractice insurance? Or they'll have to pay the same because they're just as suable.
No, see, the thing about this is that even when they talk about malpractice reform, they always are talking about just capping damages. That's really because they're against the trial lawyers. Which, don't get me wrong, there's money to be had there.
Sure.
But the truth of the matter is that even when you cap damages, that doesn't necessarily trickle down to cheaper insurance because the insurance companies.
No. Okay.
So what happened? The problem with malpractice premiums that nobody ever talks about is that different specialties of doctors have to pay way different amounts.
Right.
As a pediatrician, I don't pay nearly what an obstetrician, an OB-GYN pays.
Sure.
I should have seen that coming.
This lucky devil.
So some doctors pay way more than others. If they wanted to truly bring premiums down and make them fair, they should spread them across specialties because it's not really fair that a radiologist can make more than than an obstetrician, but an obstetrician has to pay way more in malpractice costs just because that's what.
What's the average malpractice insurance for a doctor cost?
I swear to God, you asked me this the last time I was here, and I didn't know then, and I still don't know.
I wonder what the range is from what, like for a pediatrician. I mean,
it's pretty low. I bet you. I mean, granted, it's part of the hospital pays it, but I bet you it's like around 10,000.
Wait a minute. Oh, the hospital pays the insurance for the doctors? I didn't know that.
Depends how you're employed. So, like, I'm actually on salary. I'm not in private practice.
Okay.
I do research mostly, so the little amount of practicing that I do, actually, the hospital, my department covers it. So maybe it's like $10,000 or $15,000 a year.
That's almost what I pay in fucking insurance.
Right. So, but a bad bill could be like $100,000. And that's a lot of money.
Sure.
For somebody who's practicing medicine. That's the problem. But we need to find a way to make it more equal, to figure out a way to sort of pool it so that everybody's sharing, and that would bring down the cost of malpractice insurance, not capping damages.
Well, it's like I said in my book, The Quagmire of Costs. The Quagmire of Costs. I have a question, too, is about your book, because this I disagreed with. You said this last time you were here, and I remember this. You said that certain foods don't make you, like, get up phlegm.
Yes.
But they do. Look, they don't call me fucking a phlegmy tits Jim for nothing. I'm always going,
well, what's that about?
Let me do it again.
Maybe doing that.
So the way that they but the thing is part of it is, unfortunately, it's in your head, and you're never going to lose that. So just stop.
How do I get rid of it?
You could either just convince yourself it's not true.
But I said it's not true, and all of a sudden I felt the phlegm, and I talked, and my voice was like gargle, gargle, gargle.
So, but what they did is actual studies where they gave people like milk and not milk, but no one could tell which was which because they flavored it and colored it. And when they do that, the people can't. When they don't know what they're getting, no more people got phlegm with the milk than not the milk. So it was, it's not, when you actually remove the ability of people to know what they're getting, they don't get the phlegm. And then they did other studies where they were measuring like droplets of the size of the droplets and mucus and things like that. And again, no difference.
What causes that thing I get? I always have to clear my throat. It drives me crazy. Like if I eat sushi, I get it more. Like certain foods just do it to me. And I didn't even know there was a pattern until I'm like, oh yeah, every time I eat.
Is it like an acid reflux thing happening?
No.
That could be an allergy. I mean, it could be something where you have some sort of allergy to something.
Am I allergic to being sweet?
I hope not.
You are the sweetest boy.
But no, it drives me crazy because like I used to take Mucinex. It would help when I would perform. It's not as bad when I perform anymore, but it would fucking panic me when I go on stage.
So what you say sushi and what else?
Yeah, sushi, milk definitely does it. Any type of milk products.
Maybe a lactose thing.
I thought so too, but then it could be wheat too. It's like I don't know, man.
Those wheat things are usually all or none. It's not like it's not a subtle thing. So, and usually not with just this kind of symptom in your throat. It's probably, to be honest with you, it's a lot of it is in your head. And in your head doesn't mean it's not real. Like, people talk about getting like butterflies in their stomach. That's actual pain. People get cramps and actual pain just from being nervous. So it's not that I'm minimizing the symptoms. Right. It's just, there is no cure. I mean, there's no medicine or pill I can give you that's going to make it better. It's just, you got to convince yourself it's not real.
I tried that. I talked to a fucking throat full of phlegm.
Well, we got to take a break, and you got to go to Dr. Oz.
Where's Penn?
I don't know. He's
Where's
supposed to
that
be here.
motherfucker?
That's another reason we got to take a break, because we got to get him in here, because then we got Rob Halford coming in.
Well, the book is called Don't Swallow Your Gum, and I say this complimentary. It's a great toilet book, and toilet books fucking rule, because literally you can read like a quick chapter or whatever, you drop a deuce, and you fucking read it the next time you're in. You got a great
book to read. You wipe with the page you just read. It's perfect.
And you leave it there for your wife and point at it and say anti-woman things. But no, it's a really cool book, man. It's all these medical myths. And I thought of that. I'm like, God damn it, he said it was in my head. And I tried to, maybe your body produces it because it's in your head. Like
yes, that's what I mean. If you convince yourself it's real, it's going to happen.
That's scary.
Yep.
All right. Dr. Aaron Carroll, it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Stop by and see us next time you're in New York.
Risk groups, people who are advanced, CDC, blah, 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 da, da, da. His son qualifies under this to vaccinate, but his daughter doesn't. People 12 years and older. Okay, CDC, people 6 months to 24 years.
You're going to lose.
Prevention for vaccine, blah, 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 blah. And people who are 25 to 64.
Yep.
Or with chronic medical conditions.
Yes. Petering out.
So where's the
25 to 64, I'm guessing.
What if you're older than 64?
Then you get it.
What?
Then you get it. You're not eligible unless you have a chronic medical condition between that age.
Like people who live with or care for infants younger than 6 months, healthcare workers, and people 25 through 64 with chronic medical conditions.
Right, with chronic medical conditions.
Isn't chronic medical conditions.
So once again, you drive his point home with a giant fucking hammer.
Just clearing the air.
We were all correct and aware of the truth.
Just clearing.
That's why Anthony got quiet for 10 minutes. He wanted to look up that.
This is why I want to hold Anthony, because he thought he had him. He saw 25 to 64, and he went, aha.
I'm back in.
See, I was just researching. Finally.
Fucking next thing you know, Anthony's going to be fucking arguing how the goddamn Republicans just want this warmongering to go on. Fucking, you're just a goddamn albatross for the party. Creep.
With that, let's get Dr. Aaron Carroll out of here. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
We're going to take a break,
Doc.
and hopefully Penn Jillette will be on the radio with us next. Stay there.
Who out there thinks Courtney Cox is one hot cougar? What about Jennifer Aniston? Who hasn't dreamed about giving it to her? I have, until John Mayer wrecked it for me. Well, keep dreaming, because you, my friend, don't have a shot. You want to know what you do have a chance to bang a hot cougar? CougarLife.com. CougarLife.com is a dating service filled with hot, horny women looking to hook up with younger guys. So I'm taking it these are hot, horny, quote-unquote, older women. We all kind of have, like, that older woman fantasy, school teacher, librarian, whatever it is. You got recent divorcees who haven't gotten it in a while, sex-starved single moms, and a few hot teachers who could teach you a few things. Do you know how many divorced women or single moms are out there who are just sitting around at home by themselves? It's practically guaranteed action. Not guaranteed, practically, which means unless you're a complete blithering idiot, you're probably going to hook up. Unless you do something really awful, like just send a genital photo without an introduction. That probably won't do it. This site was started by a former Miss Cougar, and in just 6 months, she already has over 250,000 members. That's 250,000. If you can't bag a cougar out of 250,000, you are a lost cause. The site is so popular that the New York Times already did a story on it. And if they can afford to advertise on here, it's got to work, because we have huge rates and we're very picky as to who we allow advertising. They actually have to promise cash before we'll do their live reads. CougarLife.com. Join for free right now. Hurry up. The Cougars are coming, literally. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, but I imagine when they see your handsome face, they're going to melt and run right over to your place. They mention Courtney Cox. I'd have sex with Courtney Cox. Jennifer Aniston, I'd absolutely fuck her, as long as I didn't have to watch one of her movies after. What's the funny one you did where you're back-to-back holding the guy's tie? Tee-hee-hee! CougarLife.com. We all like an older broad. They're better in bed than these younger idiots. So find one that isn't afraid to have some fun and doesn't care what gets on her face. CougarLife.com. Go look at all these sexy older ladies, you silly geese.
Okay, I got you.
Back to the Future.
Yeah. I just before the break, I go to Jimmy. Holy shit, are we getting Chaz Bono on our show today?
Oh,
Danny,
yes.
Try to grab Chaz Bono for us.
Shut up.
Or at least say, hey, could you sing Bad Out of Hell?
Chaz, can we talk to you for a couple minutes?
Don't look.
Chaz.
Where's Rob Halford?
That wasn't Chaz Bono?
No, it wasn't.
I tell you how much I love the way Halford talks when he talks to Eddie Trunk. Calls him Eddie, the metal. That fucking bad motherfucker.
Right before he went back on, I go to Jimmy. I go, Jimmy, why did you like used cars so much? Because Jimmy references the movie and says it's one of your favorite comedies of all time. So I finally got the Netflix for the PS3, which is like, I don't know.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, it fucking rules.
I know, huh?
And I said, you know what? The first movie I'm going to watch with this damn thing is one of Jimmy's favorite comedies, Used Cars, with Kurt Russell and the gang.
Maybe it doesn't hold up.
Jack Warden. And I don't know. It was all right.
Yeah, maybe, thank you. Maybe it doesn't hold up like, because don't forget, I saw it many years ago. But I've watched it recently, and I still loved it, because there's certain moments, like with movies for me, like there's just certain little, I guess for everybody, but I love the scene when her fucking tits, like when that dress comes up, and just the way he goes, when he goes, oh, she's caught on the hood ornament, oh, don't you hate women? I think that's just such a comedically great line. I love fucking Frank McRae through the whole movie. I love
Frank McCrae's the black guy.
The black guy.
Get in the motherfucking car.
Get in the motherfucking car when the dog pisses on his face. Toby! And he's chasing. There's a lot of stuff that made me laugh.
Yeah.
But again, overall, it's probably like a
Kurt Russell
movie.
is a goddamn good actor.
Yes, he is.
I mean, is that okay to say?
Yeah, man.
As the used car salesman, he was perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it.
It's not a great. I mean, maybe it's like
you forget that every movie had to have tits in it. That was refreshing to see that again.
Hey, look, a pair of tits.
And tits for no reason, by the way. It's just like, all right, just show your tits. It's
gratuitous.
Time to show some boobies,
titties.
Yeah, it was all right. Jack Warden was good.
Yeah, and 2 roles.
The dude that grabs his crotch.
I liked him a lot. He reminds me of my friend Dean. I guess that's why I like him, because my friend Dean used to always do that, and he did it in front of my mother. Like, the guy would grab his crotch and go, hey, amigo, and grab his cock. So Dean would always do that, and he didn't care who was around him. I think my mother, my grandmother, he did it in front of. And one time we were Dean was on my front lawn, and he cut the grass with a mulcher, and we took mulch and we put it down his pants. So he's on my front lawn, and he pulls his pants down, and he's pulling grass out of his fucking private areas on my front lawn. And my fucking family and my neighbors saw him. They hated Dean.
Penn Jillette canceled. The info I got was that he's sick.
Probably true. I mean, he's never blown the show off before.
Hey, got to give him the benefit of the doubt.
He doesn't look good on Fox 5 right now.
Carly Simon.
Just hilarious. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Carly was pulling it off from the long shot when she was on stage.
Wow, that time is a bitch.
Wow.
Oh,
look, there's a little... You can't put a magnifying glass... Stop it! The cover of her album is her looking through a magnifying glass from the other side, so it's magnifying her eye, and there isn't one fucking anything going on there. No, that crow's
shit out of that
or anything.
She looks horrendous.
Hey,
Steven Tyler's saying, speaking of Carly Simon, because they look pretty similar, Steven Tyler's saying that he did not leave Aerosmith.
Yes, he went to a gig last night.
What, with Aerosmith?
No, with... Joe Perry, I think, did something in the city, and Tyler showed up at it. And they sang a Walk This Way together.
I know.
I think it was me that reported yesterday that he was absolutely out of the band. And I might have heard it wrong.
I was saying in the break when Opie and myself were walking, and, just me hanging with the boys and talking to Anthony about how fucking great it was. Yeah, cock's always out. It's one of my favorite moments, I'd say in the last 11 years. Is that there was just no retracting
just
it.
Me falling completely on my face.
With your hands behind your back.
I swear to you, I was listening to that on Wins this morning on the news station, and I must have fucking... Either the anchor person said it backwards or didn't include the part where it's like they're the ones that are... like, not included.
Or option C, you didn't get it right.
I just fucked up.
And then he shut up, and then he was trying to find the fact online.
I was just looking for anything.
And this is the beauty of
it. Was done.
That was a hell of a fight, man, but he got you in the end.
He starts reading the CDC information, but before he reads it to himself, he just reads it out because he saw the numbers. He goes,
numbers. I'll just read numbers.
Just reproving the guy's point.
I was on the canvas. On the canvas going, what happened?
You're a double agent Democrat. Deep down, you hate guns.
Yes, exactly.
What are you going to say at the big debate? God damn it, they're killing innocent children.
Yes.
Yes. Good news. Rob Halford is on his way up.
Good.
Oh. We'll talk to him in a few minutes. Dave in San Diego. Dave.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Hey, man.
Hey, did you guys happen to see the clip of Hugh Hefner on Dancing with the Stars last night?
Oh, my God. What did that look like?
No, he looked like any ghoul in any horror movie. His jaw was dropped. He's dead.
His jaw's
He's
dropped.
Walking dead.
Yeah, he since the last Girls Next Door, he's aged a lot. And I think there's only about a year difference between the last filming and the new one.
Is there just something with people that get that age that they can't put weight on anymore?
Probably.
It's like that because they just look like walking skeletons.
That's
eat something. Maybe it's all that sex he's having. Huh? If I was with those three blondes like him, I wouldn't be eating either. Except for like he's actually.
He's
doing
got the
anything
creepiest laugh. Check out his laugh next time. Maybe the boys could get his laugh from Girls Next Door.
You can hear it when he's going to the bank, I bet. That you.
83 years old. It was cool when he was walking around in his pajamas when he was in his 40s and 50s.
Oh, back in the old days?
But now that he's in his 80s walking around like that, it's just downright not right.
They'd actually, they had a show. And
bring him down immediately.
Yeah, of course.
Because
we're getting the fuck out of here.
They had a show where he was hosting at the Playboy Mansion. It would be like, hey, I'm Hugh Hefner, and he'd have this pipe and everything, and the ascot with the robe. It's like just hanging around the mansion with a few girls.
I don't have time to put pants on because I got girls that are going to suck my dick.
It's the coolest motherfucker.
Yeah, not
Playboy
now.
clubs used to be everywhere. You'd have the key cards. I didn't. I was too young.
How old are you?
I was too
Jesus.
young. I was too young, but I remember uncles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And my dad had the Playboy club cue. Oh God, the key cards. And there was, oh man, the fucking Rob Halford, get your ass in here. Yeah.
Rob Halford, everyone.
Nice.
What's up, Rob? Mr. Halford?
Been seeing you all over the television, all over the telly lately.
That morning show.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, so you're doing morning
4
show.
a.m. wake-up call.
And I'm like, all right, there's Rob Halford. We know him, heavy metal god, and he's selling clothes. Like what?
I was only there for the male models.
Was that it?
The one was really hot.
I saw a few of those. I thought maybe you handpicked them.
No, but somebody must have been thinking about me. Do you know my type?
I was just going to ask you, do you have a type, or I'm sure you do. What is it, or what do you find?
No, anything with a penis works for me, so don't get too close right now.
You should all taking a piss with us before. We were doing the you hold mine, I'll hold yours on the bathroom.
Yeah, we're all pretending to make eye contact.
There's a really funny video on YouTube from Holland where there's like 3 guys standing at the urinal, and the one guy reaches over to the other side, and the other guy reaches over to the other side. It's some strange like Dutch comedy, that's their kind of twisted
that's
sense
their,
of humor. Which is why I have an apartment in Amsterdam.
So it seems like now it's like you're joking about it. You're very comfortable. It's like when you came out, it sent like shockwaves, and then all of a sudden you're back and you're doing Judas Priest, and nobody cares.
That just shows you the thank you. That it just shows you my audience don't give a shit, quite frankly. They just want me to get on stage and do my gig.
Just want you to rock.
And I thought it was great. I thought it just showed you that the people that support me just don't care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah. What finally made you do it? Like, I know it's a huge decision.
It's a big decision, and there's probably people listening now that may be thinking about, should I step forward?
Or sitting to your left.
Yeah, you got.
They misunderstand.
He looks like he's just come from the meat part. What's that part of New York?
Meatpacking district.
Meatpacking district.
Who doesn't love a girl in a dress with an extra gift? Jesus, they act like they've never fucked a tranny, Rob. I don't get it. Jesus Christ. It's just girls with giant clits.
Yeah, so anyway, it was a good thing to do. It's a great moment.
Was it something, was somebody threatening to out you, or did you just go, you know what, it's time?
No, I mean, if they'd have outed me, I could have, quite frankly, give a shit. At that point in my life, I was just having so much fun with my musical career, and especially being able to fulfill a lot of my music outside of Priest. I was just ready for everything and anything, and it felt like the right thing to do. I would have never have done it while I was in Priest because I loved my band so much, and I think that's the big dilemma that people that are going through this struggle have to face. You're putting everybody else first, and that ain't the way to live. You got to put your own house in order, and then you can have you can do whatever afterwards.
Especially with a band like Priest, because that, especially at that time of just
in the 80s,
metal like that.
80s with, Vince and Nicky and all those other great guys, and the irony is all the guys were looking like chicks in the 80s. In bands. They got all the fucking lipstick on and the rouge and the fucking, like, tranny hairstyles and stuff. How ironic, but no, anyway, it took a while, but it's been out in the open now since 93.
Have you been political? Have people asked you to be political about it?
Yeah, they have.
And
I'm seeing Larry a little bit later on, like Mr. Flick. On his show, but I'm not smart enough to do it.
Wait, Rob, you've been out since '93?
Yes. I'm not smart enough to deal with the issues. There's far more articulate people that know what's really going on. I know what the basics of the struggle are, but whatever.
To you, does it just seem like, this is my life, and I don't have to get up on a fucking, pulpit and discuss, this, that, or the other thing. It's just, all right, here it is, but now I'm going back to doing my music.
That's all I live for. I've been, I've been a professional metalhead for 39 years now, doing what I love. And just because of this thing that's also there.
You don't have to be a spokesperson.
Exactly. I just give me a mic and let me whale.
A Mike, a Bill, a Peach, whatever.
I know a really hot Mike in the Navy, actually.
The Navy.
Is that a stereotype?
I'm working my way through the arms.
Is that a stereotype or just a joke that gay guys like the guys in the Navy, or is the Navy the one that?
No, it is. I think that's just it's a joke. It's a stereo. It's a stereo. But on that point, I would just like to give a shout out to all the veterans because it's Veterans Day today.
Yeah.
So even though I'm a Brit and I spend most of my time in this country, I know how important this day is for the vets.
We've been pals with the Brits since like the 1700s.
Yeah, we gave you this country. We said you want America,
18s.
keep it. We'll go back to our little island in the middle of the Atlantic.
Sent a few people over to make us feel good, like we won it or something. Like, oh look, let them think they won the fucking country. Yeah, we don't even want the shit anymore.
Yeah, but there are some residual things hanging over. Like we have the tea over in England.
Yeah.
But you Americans like to do the tea bagging.
Tea bagging, yes.
You're heavily into the tea bagging right now. My friends are texting me going, the Americans are tea bagging. At last, they figured it out.
We took a boring beverage and made a fun scrotal humiliation out of it.
Jesus Christ.
And here's the thing. Here's the great statement. It's like I went and saw you guys. I'm a Heaven and Hell freak, and I fucking love Priest. And I went and saw Heaven and Hell Priest in Jones Beach. And it's like nobody can care about anything about your personal life watching you perform. It's
exactly.
Like it's fucking Halford and it's Priest and the fucking it was as good as it was fucking 20 years ago. I mean, your voice is
that was a great tour. That was an amazing tour. The Metal Masters tour.
Yeah, it was Motorhead,
and it pissed down with rain again.
Oh, did it?
At Jones Beach. It always rains.
A fucking bitch like that.
It always rains, and you got to get all the gear through a tunnel.
That's God angry with your lifestyle.
That's strike me dead.
But God doesn't want to strike him dead, so just a little rain on everyone.
A little rain, ruining my hair. But that's apart from that. Whatever, it's a real good venue, and all the strong Islanders are there, just going crazy for the band. And
how do you keep your voice? Like, because a lot of singers, man, they just lose it over the years. And you, one thing I've heard about you is you've kept that voice.
I don't know what it is.
Over the years,
I was talking to Alice yesterday, back in Phoenix, doing his show, and
Cooper.
And we were just talking about the way we deal with it, And Alice has got a remarkable voice for the character that he plays and the stuff that he works on. We both use these in-ear monitors, which is a real blessing because up until that point you were screaming above the guitars and the drums and trying to get yourself heard.
Did you ever feel though in the early days where you did have stage monitors blasting at you that it made you push more? And almost. Like, I always thought it made it sound a little better to me to yell a little more during certain songs. Whenever I used an ear monitor, it was like too
clinical,
esoteric.
Yeah. No, again, we talked about that point because he was really resistant to it for that very same reason, and so was I. And then there was a show I went to many years ago, and it was Sebastian Bach and Van Halen. And he'd got those things in his ears. What the hell you got in your ears? And he goes, "Oh, dude, Sebastian, you got to try these. Oh, the greatest thing in the world. I'll save your life." Blah blah blah. And that was it. So from that point on, I've used them. But in fact, I probably am able to get more into my performance now because I can really.
You can hear what you're doing.
Hear what I'm doing.
A lot more. Save your fucking ears too, man. Like standing in front of that shit for
but
that
the rest
many
of the guys, you walk past Glenn's stack and it's like an H5 Hurricane. I mean, it's just this wall of fucking noise. It's just absolute. And then he's got the monitors and he's, you get the wind blowing in your face. He's pulling his skin back and he's standing
You're feeling the speakers, the air coming off of him.
How the hell does he do it? It's amazing.
Did you deal with any tinnitus or anything? Because you guys were fucking like loud.
Yeah, still the band is still incredibly loud.
Yeah. No shit.
I mean, that's what that's what we're about in metal.
Yeah, nobody wants to fucking hear Electric Eye played softly and acoustic.
Well, I told you that time I went to see a band that I grew up just loving for the, because they're fucking hardcore, was Blue Oyster Cult. I loved Blue Oyster Cult. So, and this is going back years ago now even. I went to go see him in Huntington, and I'm listening to him doing these songs, and you could turn to who was next to you and go, "Oh, this is great. They're doing astronomy." And you'd be like, I don't want to hear him like this. I want to hear him loud.
Yeah, and the pre-show is, "I want a beer right now." And then you still don't, get the message across. But you have to use sign language at pre-shows.
There are some bands though that were very heavy in the day, and then they lightened up and turned into a whole nother entity where you guys kept rocking, man, you know, and you, to this point, even still, you know, the volume's up, you're fucking kicking ass,
yeah,
you know?
Nostradamus is a really, really intense record, you know, got some really strong stuff on there. And so it is, you know, you might wonder, I mean, metal is everything. You know, a band like Priest can be the painkiller, and then we can do like Beyond the Realms of Death, you know, but the essence of what we do, and what I'm doing now with my solo stuff, I think is still got the vibe.
It's a cool thing. It's called Halford Winter Songs, and it's just got you on the front with like a winter, kind of like a white snowy background.
Yeah, but I wasn't there. That's a green screen. I was in Phoenix, and it was 120 degrees outside.
How funny is that? I was wondering why you were sweating in the snow.
Yeah, exactly. And that's some kind of Norwegian wood vibe going on. I look like a serial killer.
Yeah, you really do.
That's not the picture I want. That's totally opposite. This is like supposed to be like a Christmas holiday thing. I look like a satanic serial killer.
Looks like the professional. He's about to fucking save a plant and kill somebody.
That kind of works, though, man.
But the only problem I had with this was that I couldn't read, because it's written in like a calligraphy. It was
Old
hard
English.
To read. Yeah, it was hard to read some of the song titles.
Yeah, it's supposed to look, you know, cool, but I mean, what does it say?
One song we were going to ask you. There's one here called Come All Ye Faithful, obviously we know, Oh Holy Night. And then there's I Don't Care, Light of the World. Why am I reading these perfectly now that he's here? Because I couldn't read them before.
Yeah, he couldn't read it.
Christmas for Everyone. How many of these are kind of classics? There's 10 songs.
Six of them are the classics, and 4 of them the band wrote. Yeah.
Did you always want to do it, or is it, you know?
No, you know, I love the holiday season, and you know, the eating and the drinking and the hanging out with your family and friends and stuff. And there's always music in the background. For me, there wasn't enough of this kind of vibe going down, so this took a while to put together. But now we've.
What style is this now?
It's rock. It's that opening cut, Get Into the Spirit. You know, it's got all the intensity of like the Painkiller vibe. With
we got to play one of these.
Yeah, lots of drums and screaming vocals. Yeah, it's a real good opener.
I've been a big critic. I'm sure Eddie Trunk talked about this too, of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and just how fucking shitty they've been to metal. But after Sabbath got in, it seems like it's opened the door, and now Metallica's in. But bands like yourself, I mean, do you guys think you'll be in the hall?
I don't know.
Motorhead.
I'd love to. It would be a great honor, because it's, you know, it carries a lot of value and a lot of prestige. I don't know how that game works. How do you even get in it?
They have to
I don't know. Who the fuck votes?
It's guys that are in it, and also a lot of older. It's really a shitty system. But now what they're doing is they're putting guys like LL Cool J to be nominated, Madonna, simply because they probably weren't making money, so they want to open it up just as a money-making thing.
Oh, great. Yeah, that keeps its credibility.
But it's disgusting that you guys aren't in, or that Rush isn't in. I mean, just bands that contributed so much. You know what it is? Bands that were very
I think bands that were very influential over the years, and not copiers, but leaders. Like you guys, when MTV first broke.
Priest was one of the first bands.
Yeah, you guys are on it. And I remember fucking turning it on and just going, holy shit, you know.
It was in the 12-song rotation.
The Priest video. The 12 songs.
It was like 12 songs.
Yeah, there was Devo, and there was fucking Priest. And
Chilliwack, I think, was one of them, right?
But you'd fucking sit and watch that, because, you know, except for like Don Kirshner's rock concert, you weren't really able to sit and see and watch a band performing like that unless you went to the shows. So
yeah,
it was really cool, and I think it's influential. You know?
We had a lot of fun making those videos. I mean, you've seen them, you know, hot rocking in the sauna, and setting me on fire setting me on fire in Free Wheel Burning, and you know, blowing people up in Another Thing Coming.
One of the funniest fucking Beavis and Buttheads were when I think it was You Got Another Thing Coming. I'm not sure, and Butthead goes, "What's he doing with his shoulders?" you're like dancing and
skip out to that fucking limo.
I was laughing my balls off.
You know, I don't know.
What's he doing with his shoulders? I don't know, but this rocks. He didn't care.
Yeah, that was a great day out in Soho in London, next door to the pub. You know, we were all pissed as farts, drinking between takes. It was just a crazy day.
We were watching some old 80s videos. Do you ever look back at old videos and stuff and go like oh,
yeah,
like, is the one you look back?
Yeah, absolutely, shouldn't you? It's like me in Turbo Lover. You know, what is that look? What's going on?
You're a Turbo Lover, for God's sake.
I'm all spritzed and bulging and everything.
It's a Turbo Lover should be.
That's what it is. But it's oh no, this is Painkiller.
Yeah, Painkiller.
This is one of my all-time favourites.
feel like killing you.
Yeah.
Oh. Goddamn. Beavis and Butthead rocket. God damn. What a fucking voice.
Dude, jeez. No, I just want to listen to
way to start your day.
You really did just want to fucking kill something. That is music to kill by, man. Holy shit.
What a unique, fucking strong voice, man. There's nobody that sings like you.
Yeah, with that range, too. You got one fuck of a range, man.
It's probably because I just got one testicle.
Is that it?
Yeah, I've only got one, sadly.
Do you really?
For real?
Oh, come on. I have two big balls. And you know, they're hanging to my knees at this time of my life. This is where I'm wearing loose pants and I've gone commando on the Opie and Anthony show.
I was going to get mad that it wasn't in your bio.
I was going to scream. How do we not know this man has one ball?
We can talk about one ball for an hour. That's easy.
Well, Hitler only had one ball.
Did he really?
Yeah.
It made him a little angry.
Yeah.
Which is why he started.
Yeah, his compassion ball didn't drop.
It made him a little testy. Oh, stop.
It's actually pretty funny.
We got some fans on the line here. Let's go to Jeff in St. Augustine. Jeff, Rob Halford in studio today.
Rob.
Hello, Jeff.
How you doing?
We were down. We played in your location recently, didn't we? Did you come see us?
Damn sure did.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
I've seen you about 6 times now.
All right.
Back to the Screaming for Vengeance tour.
Well, you go way back. That's great.
I go way back. And I just wanted to let you know that you're real fans, you're true fans.
Yeah.
We knew all along that you were gay. Never had a problem with it.
There you go. There you go. I was hiding and I didn't need to hide.
Yeah. Does it feel like I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
go ahead, Jeff.
No, that's good.
I was just going to ask Rob, because you're in like the metal scene, which is such a kind of like an alpha male or aggressive chick fucking scene. Like,
right.
Did it feel dishonest, or did it feel how did it feel living like that and knowing you had to present a certain front, which did not be part of who you were?
It wasn't any real big deal to me because I was already established in my work, you know, and so I was just doing my gig. Never even, and you just don't think about that kind of thing. You just go out and do your metal, and that's what it's all about.
But I mean, if you had somebody that you were seeing, like you knew, like you couldn't be photographed, like, you know, like you guys walking around with your chicks or whatever.
But the irony is, I you know, for the longest time, I mean, I didn't really come to the terms of understanding about myself until really later on in life, you know, like in my mid-late 20s when I was trying to figure it out. Because I've been hanging out with chicks, I've been fucking chicks up for, you know, for the longest time, and so it's just that's why it was kind of a crazy feeling and know what's going on. So, you know, but I think the main thing when you're a professional musician is that, okay, that's in your life, but your main aspect is just doing the best gig
whatever
you can possibly do. Yeah.
I think, you know, your sexuality is a part of your life, but you have other things that kind of take precedent. Your fucking work, your career, your music, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you want to fuck, whoever the fuck you want to fuck, you fuck them. That's it. That's pretty much it. That's how I think about it. It's just like, you know, whether you're hetero or you're fucking gay, it's not like, all right, I like fucking girls. How is that affecting my job?
No,
you know,
but
it's really not.
No, the question I was asking is only because of the people's perception. It could make it a different perception.
Being in Priest and
like was it frustrating to ever like, you know, if me and my girl go somewhere, whatever girl I've ever dated since I'm doing comedy, if we want to go somewhere and I walk in with her, was it frustrating to like have to say to that person like, well, we have to behave this way now because there's people or there's fans or whatever?
I don't ever recall being in that circumstance, quite honestly, no. And I think again, just because, you know, I was putting my band and my bandmates and my fans first, which I still do to a great extent, you know, you didn't put yourself in those kinds of, scenarios where somebody could take a picture or the rumor could start. And that's the other crap. You go through all the stupid fucking childish rumors and innuendo, and I'm like, I'm sick of this. Let's get it out of the way, you know, and there it goes.
Did you talk to your guys first, your band? Did you talk to them first? Go, look, this is what's going to happen?
You know, just to reflect on the moment, I was doing something for MTV. I was working on that 2 project with Johnny Five and Trent Reznor. And I was up at the MTV studios here in New York, and I was saying yada 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 blah blah blah, and speaking as a gay man, bang bang bang, and the guy dropped his clipboard. Come on. And then it was like a firestorm went around the planet for like 2 or 3 days.
Did it slip out, or did you just...
Yeah,
like,
because,
fuck it?
you know, in all honesty, it wasn't a planned event.
Yeah.
I was just riffing away and just talking, and it happened. I thought, oops, there it was, you know.
Must have been a load off your weight off your mind.
It did. It was a load off. Yes, it was all of that.
Let's go to Maximum. Maximum. We got Rob Halford in studio.
Yeah, Rob.
Maximum, is that your real name?
Is that your real name, Rob?
Is that like Trojan Maximum?
Maximum.
Anyway, bro, what's up?
Well, I just want to tell Rob that Judas Priest was the first metal band I ever listened to.
Yeah, right.
You guys fucking rocked. And
Thank
I kind
you.
of got out of you guys, wasn't really listening to you. And recently I heard Nostradamus.
Yeah.
And I thought it was older shit. I mean, you still have it. You sound great. You're fucking awesome, Rob.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. That's really cool. Do you know about this guy in Cleveland who has listened to Nostradamus every single day of his life since it came out?
Really?
Yeah, he's listened to it about, I don't know, when did that record come out? Like almost 2 years ago. So he's listened to it close to 1,000 times. 1,000 times, and he dresses up like Nostradamus. And he's a bachelor, but he has a dog, and he sits there, and he comes home from work, and he dresses up as Nostradamus, and he gets his dog, and he puts it on, and he sits there, and he listens to the whole record, an hour and 40 minutes, or whatever it is, to CDs of Nostradamus. That's just... I don't know what it is.
It's insane
it's
a little bit.
It's the most insanely dedicated Priest fan you could ever wish to know. But I was just talking to some friends in Cleveland on the radio the other day, and they go, hey, I said, what's up with Jim? He goes, you might have to stop listening, you know, it's there's some strange things going on right now.
A little odd.
You know, we're getting to about 958 plays, you know, after work.
Jesus.
So, but that just goes to show you that Priest fans are the best fans in the world.
What does he do for a living? That's the important question.
I never asked him. I met him. I never asked him.
Please
He came on
find
my
out what he
tour
does,
bus.
because he might just drive around and lop heads off.
Serial killer.
Let's continue with the phones. Ron in Georgia. Ron.
Hey, I was wanting to ask Rob if there was a plan to do a Screaming for Vengeance tour like they did with the British Steel album this last time.
Thanks, buddy. You know, I don't know. What year was Screaming for Vengeance? 1980 something? Can somebody Google it?
I would guess 82.
You know, it must be nice to be able to go like, what the fuck year was that?
That fucking massive hit.
That huge
Google it
hit
for
was
me.
something.
I don't know.
Google it. It's like Google it for me.
I do know that British Steel turns 30 years of age next spring. It's the 30th anniversary of British Steel.
Shit.
And that's why this guy was just mentioning, we just went through America on our second leg, and we flipped from Nostradamus to getting the party started early for British Steel. We made a movie that's going to come out in the spring of 2010 to go with the official anniversary.
Oh, really? What's the movie all about? Like documentary?
Just a live show.
Yeah, live show.
And anything else we can find to put in.
You know what song is very underrated by Priest? Fucking, and if you're not like a hardcore Priest fan, you should go listen to fucking Rapid Fire. What an underrated fucking song that is, man.
That's of course that's the you know, there were two versions of the way the running order went over in America. It started, British Steel started with Breaking the Law. That's the way the label wanted it, but everywhere else in the world it starts with Rapid Fire. So that is the first song that we played on this current British Steel tour. And what a great, the opening line, the first thing you hear is pounding the world like a battering ram.
Yeah, it's do you have that at all time? It's fucking such an underrated song. It bugs me.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is fucking phenomenal. All I want to do is listen to this song and tap Rob and go, do you remember when you sang this part? The annoying fanboy.
Yeah, what was that late great comedian from Saturday Night Live?
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley, when he does that thing with McCartney.
Yeah.
You remember when you were in the Beatles? He's like pulling his hair out.
That was
like
awesome.
a total jerk. That was awesome.
We love that. Hey, let's go to Greg in Atlanta. Greg.
Hey, I wanted to, Rob, big fan, man.
Thanks,
and
bro.
Opie and Anthony and Jimmy.
Thank you.
Big fan. I wanted to ask what was the meaning behind, or what was the idea behind covering Diamonds and Rust? And boys were
Jimmy
talking
was
about
just
it
bringing this up the other day.
I brought this up the other day because I finally heard What a fucking... I literally was teary-eyed, and I'm very emotional when I don't sleep.
Joan Baez.
Joan Baez's version. I couldn't stop fucking listening to it. I could not stop listening to her version of Diamonds and Rust. What? Maybe.
Mary.
I mean, I knew you'd ruin it. All I could think of, by the way, as I'm enjoying this song, is of him going, why? Shut it off! He ruins everything. But what made you cover that song? It was such a great cover.
Yeah, it was the label's idea. We were starting to make headway in America, and, you know, they said we need a track for radio. I mean, this is going, what, 80-something, 81?
So, yeah,
before then. But
give
anyway,
us a minute. We'll get some fucking hits for America, you asshole.
They sent us, I remember we were in Rockville Studios in Wales, which is a great, a really famous studio, and they sent us a 45 record, vinyl, and they said, this is our idea, so we huddled around the record player and put the record on, and then you hear this little guitar twinking and clanking.
Exactly.
Here comes your voice again. They want us to do a metal version of this.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, it's a beautiful song. Yeah. It's an incredible song, and a great song. We'll take any interpretation, so we kind of put our stamp on it. And then fast forward to Live Aid in Philly at the JFK Stadium in 86 or something. Mm-hmm. And I'm backstage, and there's this lady walking up to me, and it's Joan Baez.
Oh, shit.
And I'm thinking, oops. She goes, I just want to tell you that's my favourite son's my son's favourite song that I've ever done that's been interpreted by another band. I thought, how cool is that?
Yeah.
What a nice lady. You know, somebody else would have, you jerk, you screwed my song
Yeah,
up.
you fucked my song
But
up.
anyway, she was really cool, and it worked. It's become part of the catalogue of
most people don't even know Joan Baez did it, to tell you the truth.
Exactly. It's the same when we did Green Man Leashy, which is a famous Peter Green song. It was in the original Fleetwood Mac lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You also did, and I think I met you very briefly at K-Rock one time when you were doing Ian's show.
No, he doesn't remember, Jim.
He does, because I said, hey, Rob, look at this face. And I stared at him. No, we were talking about when he performed in Philly, because Ozzy, his voice wasn't holding up, or he was ill, or whatever it was. But you performed, I think, with Sabbath, and did the entire the entire catalog for the show with Tony Geezer and Bill. Which that must have been pretty fucking great.
Yeah, and it was a surprise.
Awesome.
That
I knew I just said that. I had no question. I don't know why I did that.
But yeah, the deal is, it was the day or two after my birthday, and I mean, we're in Philly, and getting ready to do the show, and I get the phone call, and it's Sharon. She said, "Hi, Robbie." I said, "Hi, Sharon." They sent me some really cool, dark, evil, black leather luggage with skulls all over it. I said, "Yeah, thanks so much for the luggage." She goes, "Well, I'm not really calling about that. This is my Sharon Osbourne."
Actually, if you close your eyes,
yeah, no, close your eyes and put your fingers in your ears. It sounds just like, it sounds and looks like Sharon Osbourne. But anyway, she goes, I said, well, "What's the deal?" She goes, "Well, you know, Ozzy's not feeling very well." I said, "Oh, what's up?" He's lost his voice. He got bronchitis. "Oh, okay. So can you help out? What do you want me to do? Can you sing for him?" "What do you mean? Can you step in for Ozzy?" "Yeah, well, yeah, when do you want to do it?" "Tonight." "What?"
Wow.
This is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, tonight, and she goes, "Well, you know all the Sabbath songs, and you love Ozzy, and Ozzy loves you, and you can't do the show, and blah, blah, blah." So, cut a long story short, a motorcycle courier came over with a video of the show from the last night. I get on my tour bus, go in the back lounge, put the video on, and I'm singing a cappella with Ozzy as the buzz is going to, was it Camden?
That was it, Tweeter Center in Camden, yes, for the Philly audience,
going on, through the rush hour traffic and blah, blah, blah. So, just as we get there, I've done the show, get off the bus, go on stage, do the Priest gig, come off stage, have a shower, and go back out stage with
Holy
with Tony.
shit.
Wow. What the fuck? Did they have the teleprompter, or did you know the words?
Oh, teleprompter.
Okay.
Did the crowd know?
I said,
when did the crowd find out? Literally when you walked out?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah, because I'm wondering what kind of reaction that would be.
I said to Tony, there's a crowd now, and he goes, I'm standing with Tony, he's got, he's ready to go to work. I said, have you told the crowd? And he goes, Bill's gonna tell him. I said, Bill's gonna tell him.
Gonna. Bill's not a good word.
Bill's gonna tell him. I'm like, they don't know. He goes, no, Bill's gonna read a note from Ozzy.
Oh, shit.
I said, they don't know.
That puts you in a bad spot.
So, anyway, fuck, what's gonna happen? I said, Tony, if they start bottling me, I'm off that fucking stage into my tour bus, and I'm driving to wherever. He goes, "Oh, it'll be fine, Rob, it'll be fine." So anyway, you know, the crowd's waiting. It's a sold-out show, and the promoter walks out, and everything quietens down. You could hear a fucking pin drop. 20,000 people, and you could hear one of them fart. So he goes, we've got an announcement, and Bill wants to come out and tell you what it is. So there's like, so Bill Ward says, it's Bill Ward, yeah, and he goes, hello everybody, I've got a note here from Ozzy. I am not able to sing tonight. Boo! You suck, boo, boo. Is this to Bill? Poor old Bill. He goes, yeah, I've got a really bad voice. I've got bronchitis. My doctors have told me to take a couple of days off. So my good friend Rob Halford is going to sing for me. Boo, boo.
Oh, shit.
And I'm looking at Tony, and we got, like, you know, fear in our eyes. What are we going to do? So anyway, the intro tape starts, and I walk out, and you know we start whatever song it is. And I said to Tony, I said, it's always 4 in with Sabbath, 4 bars in. I said, just give me the nod. So all night long, Tony was nodding, you know, and like, come in now, and I'm like trying to concentrate. But we started, and the first song started, and I get a fucking ping on the head with a plastic beer bottle. I thought, I've only sung a fucking line, and they're throwing shit at me. And then somebody gobbed a big loogie at me, and I thought, this ain't gonna work. But the deal was, like 2 minutes later, the whole thing flipped. And that wonderful crowd just accepted it, and they thought, hey, this is better than nothing. And it ended up being a bit of rock and roll history.
And it's Halford singing Sabbath.
Exactly. You know something? You might go there thinking, I want to see Ozzy, I want to see it. But, you know,
but you saw something different.
Yeah, man. I heard it was phenomenal, and people said it was really a memorable show. You're never going to see that again. It's not like some fucking nobody just walked in. It's fucking Rob Halford.
And not only this... And Jimmy, please, nothing against the great Ozzy Osbourne.
I would hope not.
But... I bet Rob hit all the notes. That's all I'm going to say.
Tony was smiling.
Hey, this is unique. Wow, cool.
They should release that.
I love my Ozzy. He's my best mate, and you know, he was seriously sick.
It's a lot of fun.
But anyway, he recovered for a couple of days later.
They're saying that Rob has to go in a couple of minutes because.
All right, let me. I want to see Tony. Go ahead. I don't even know if we can get this done, but let's see. Tony, go ahead.
Hey, Rob, can you give us a rock scream?
Is it too early for a rock scream? We do some rock screams on this show. Oh, we're terrific at it.
Your basic
fucking. I'll do the.
Holy
shit. Now that's it.
Both of my balls fell off. God. Holy shit.
Oh, Jesus. I need to go change my diaper.
I like
too early in the morning to do that.
God damn, man.
Hey, we got the fucking fact that you can still do that after all these fucking years and do it at like 10 o'clock in the morning without any warm-up is amazing.
That's why they call me the Metal God.
Yeah, it's true.
The fans do. The fans do.
By the way, clothes Metal God clothing.
We didn't even
talk about that, Rob.
How do you get your hands on some of the
Just go to the website, robhalford.com. We've got the new record, Halford 3 Winter Songs. We've got some real cool swag for people to check out.
Yeah, the shirts looked really fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I got to give props to Mark Sasso, who's from New York. He's a great designer, and he puts all this crazy stuff together. So you can check it out there, and you can check it on the artwork of Halford 3 as well.
I saw somebody wearing Metal God clothes, or I saw it somewhere, and I didn't realize it was your line, and somebody told me it was your line of clothes. It looks really great.
I front both of the companies. I'm the guy, but there's an incredible bunch of people that work back in the offices in Phoenix and Arizona. But yeah, we've got the record company, we've got the clothing company, we've got Metal God Entertainment making movies.
You know, it's
so cool. I'm like the Jay-Z of heavy metal, but he's got more money than me.
You know it's
Lend
cool,
us a buck, Jay.
It sticks with your personality and everything. It's not like you're putting out a clothing line like sailing clothes or something. It's like, you know, it's
that's an
hard
idea.
rock shit. Some guys just throw their name on something.
Somewhere in a little yacht with my gay sailors, you know, we'll be dressed up with our little hats and things.
It fits, you know, it fits the fucking metal.
Yeah, it does. It all works great. It looks really, really strong, and I like, you know, maybe people will check it out.
We really got to get them out of here.
All right, well, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you, fellas.
And Rob, let it be known the phones are lit. They all just want to praise you, but we just couldn't get to too many of them.
I love you, my fans. You're the best, and I'll hope to see you next year.
Awesome. Rob Halford, everyone.
Great Rob Halford.
I think that does it for us, too, so why don't we get out of here?
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Hey, guys, thanks for listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.